Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a slow movie night here, Hollywood After Dark, episode number 24. So I thought I would call upon my phone-loving assistant here, and we would just do a nice old-fashioned call-in stream. Let's get it on! Howdy, everyone. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the show. After last night, I'm not going to lie. I wanted something low-key and just chill because the last night went on for 4 hours, and by the end, I don't even really know what the hell was happening by the end of the last night's stream. If you happen to make it through to the end of that 4-hour extravaganza, then I applaud you. If not, I understand, and don't worry, God will have mercy on your soul. But tonight, if you guys want to call on in, if you guys want to get in on the conversation for a little bit, the link is currently pinned in the chat as well as in the video description. So feel free to come on in, have a topic, we're going to discuss it, and we'll see what's going on with you. Without even further ado, I'm going to dive right into the first person I see here tonight, and that, of course, is my buddy, Mad Max the Mandalorian, coming in from the East Coast. Max, what's up?
Hey, I don't really have a topic except, man, you did a 4-hour stream last night, and then I was looking at the thumbnail. I was like, come on, Matt, you could do better than that thumbnail. It's got a telemarketer lady with her headset
I
on.
was literally at Jack in the Box picking up an order, and I had about a 10-minute wait, and I'm all like scrolling through the news.
There's really no movie news.
Well, you could say like Indiana Jones casting Antonio Banderas is one thing, but it's like, casting.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
We don't know what role he's in, but it's like, it's just otherwise it's like.
Oh, I finally watched Loki.
Oh, that's good.
Loki.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
There's hesitation there, Max.
No, I'm thinking about it. It's not my favorite. I still liked it, though. It seems like they intentionally, it doesn't seem like a natural end to the season one. It seems like they just cut off season one into 2 parts. We'll do the other part later.
No, that's fine.
Because the other series were 8, 9 episodes, I think.
WandaVision was 9 episodes.
Yeah.
And Falcon and Winter Soldier was 6. So Loki being 6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
About the same. They ended it in a good place where it's like, shit just got real, and they now established a villain that's going to continue moving forward for the next couple phases.
Did you like the villain?
Loved the villain. Loved the villain. But I see why people don't like the episode. I get it because people wanted more action. They wanted Loki to do Loki things. They didn't want a low-key episode. Haha, pun intended. But it's fine to have a pun. It's fine to have a lower intensity episode where we're getting a bunch of
I see all the hate channels. That's basically what we got to call them, is saying, they sat around for 20 minutes. It is accurate.
I know. These are the people that have to repeatedly punch themselves in the junk to feel something. You know what I mean? They're the kind of people that are like, I can't afford Viagra, but if I repeatedly smash my genitals, maybe I'll get an erection.
If they put a lot of action, it would feel forced. Even sometimes when there is action, it seems like, okay, they need some little action in this because.
And there was a decently choreographed fight scene. Mm-hmm. And I liked it, and I liked how it ended because
I'm mad at RJ. I keep thinking of Maya Rudolph, and I've never done that before. I'm like, why am I thinking of Maya Rudolph?
Well, I'm not trying to jump too far ahead on this here, but RJ is here.
Thanks a lot, RJ.
So
she's infectious. I'm like, why am I thinking about Maya Rudolph in the middle of the day?
Why?
And it's all your fault.
Is this a low key confirmation that you were looking up Maya Rudolph MILF photos and just going
maybe there is something about Maya Rudolph. I'm like during the day, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, we don't need to relitigate last night.
I know, RJ, but come on.
We were giving RJ a hard time last night on a couple streams.
He's got a unique
You're still giving me a hard time.
He's got unique taste.
My feet to Belle. Yeah.
Hey, I like a variety of ladies myself. I'm not hating. I'm just like, that was an odd choice. That's all.
All I was doing was commenting on Belle's meal, and he said, "Looks like a snack, right?" I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Darbo."
And what? Otis here. He's a channel member. I'm making sure that, they're getting talked about. And then also HWAD's here. $5. Thank you, man. It says, no action, me no like. Must have action. Can't watch show with talking wow, 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 wow. Yes, that is a very astute a take on the fandom menace. There
so, Max, did you finally catch up at Loki or what?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked
Okay.
it. I wasn't like it wasn't like the best thing ever, but I enjoyed it. I liked the villain. He's from that other HBO show. What's it called that got canceled?
Lovecraft Country. Man, people are really mad about that too. By the way, people are super mad about Lovecraft Country getting canceled. Like, have you heard the accusations? I've only seen the first episode, but I hear it gets really good as it goes on.
Racism.
I heard that nonstop, man. I heard that like
well,
nonstop.
Basically, it just didn't get the rating or the views. That's
no, it was always it's based on a book, and the book is a one-story book. It's not a series of books. It's one story. Now, Misha Green, who had adapted the show, showrun the show, everything else, she had created the idea for season 2, as well as season 3 and beyond had ideas for that. And it's possible that the show itself was very expensive. You know what? Maybe they should have they canceled it the day before it got 18 Emmy nods, which is like so dumb. They should have waited on that one a little bit. But I still think also right now, because of this merger, they're going to be canceling things that are too expensive.
Oh yeah. I keep.
Wait, they're going to cancel things that are too expensive?
Well,
I thought they were going to invest in the Snyder Cut.
No,
that doesn't have
everything's up in there. Everything's up in
here's
there.
the thing, that 20 billion investment isn't until Zaslav takes over next year. But in the meantime, they're going to end up very much cutting back on things right now. You can tell. So it's like, get ready for more cancellations of effects heavy things.
Boo.
So, it's not like
Disney
Disney was.
Listen. Just don't cancel Harley Quinn.
Well,
Harley Quinn is cheap. Harley Quinn, thankfully, is cheap. It's cheaper than a lot of the other stuff.
I think some of those that's a cheaper show. It's not.
Titans is. I think Titans is done after this season. I think.
Really?
One season, yeah. I don't see Doom Patrol and Titans living on. If you want my honest opinion.
No, I do.
I
Doom
don't.
Patrol's got a cult following.
They need DC content though. They need those live action shows to boost HBO Max though. Canceling them's not going to do any good.
Do they really?
I don't think
really. I don't think they do.
Really pushing the budget,
dude. HBO Max is struggling. They need something like those are
but DC.
shows
But like I've said before, and I will just reiterate this point.
What's your basis on that, Matt? That's going to be canceled.
Because they for one, no one's been talking about Doom Patrol for a while. Titans had the trailer drop yesterday, but again, it kind of did okay a little bit there. It wasn't a major thing. It didn't blow up the internet. It looks good. I watched the trailer. I haven't seen the other 2 seasons. I should watch them before the new season.
Before you make a judgment call, yeah.
No, but I'm saying, but you can also look at a lot of these I'm talking about expensive shows. Right? Why did Swamp Thing get canceled after one after one
they
episode
messed up
aired?
The paperwork.
Well, that's what they say, but it was also something it cost Warner Brothers $40 million in lost tax subsidies. So they lost money back from the state from filming there, which is why they canceled it, because it became too much. Never mind the fact they had already built the entire set. So they're gonna start scaling things back, because AT&T realizes that at this point, I think HBO Max is kind of a bit of a mistake, and it's not doing. And I don't want to say mistake. Mistake is the wrong terminology, because people would think that I'm attacking it. It's a good service. I like what's on there, but it's not doing enough to keep up with things, and it kind of dropped the ball a little bit right out the gate, because some of the original movies have not been very good. You had that American Pickle movie that Seth Rogen that kind of came and went.
I forgot that even came out.
There was that Melissa McCarthy movie about James Corden AI, whatever it was called. Then again, Melissa McCarthy is just in this downward spiral of a career right now. And, you've had a couple other things here and there, but nothing has really been a massive hit. You know what I mean? And the Snyder Cut did well, but it's 4 hours. It's supremely expensive. And I think once we get an idea for how well it's doing on home video, maybe from there they'll get a better idea. But really, outside of DC content, they need and the thing is, even then, they need things that are going to do well but are going to be cheap. And that's where Zaslav's going to come in.
What about Peacemaker?
That was, well, keep in mind, Peacemaker was something that was absolutely greenlit before all of this stuff went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Keelar made that announcement last year that all of these movies are going to be coming day and date release to HBO Max over the course of 2021 because of the pandemic, there was another bit of that too that AT&T had talked about, which was part of their synergistic IP plan, which was to create television shows based off of the movies that were coming to theaters and coming to HBO Max. Which is why for Dune, they announced the Sisters of Dune way long ago. And the Sisters of Dune is supposed to be a companion TV show to Dune, which is going to be vastly expensive. And there hasn't been any movement on that as far as I know. I would assume it's probably in development hell and will most likely just never move forward. Because as much as I see Dune doing well with critics, I don't know if it's going to capture fans. It is a dry property. Kind of pun intended on that one. But yeah, I'll tell you guys, I'll let you guys know.
I think it's going to go the way of Blade Runner 2049, where it's like critically acclaimed. Everyone who sees it loves it, but the mainstream's just not going to watch it.
Well, before you kick us out, I have that little thing there. I didn't realize 200 million already. Is that good? Do you think things are good?
Well,
sign?
I mean, Fast and Furious 9 has done, I think, over 300 million.
Should I go see this at the theater this week?
Yeah.
Movie
I thought Black Widow was a worthwhile theatrical experience. Okay. I do. I think it is. I really think it is.
You saw it, RJ?
Yeah, I did. I saw it in IMAX.
All right. What do you think of the girl on the right, her character?
Oh, she was fantastic. I loved Yelena.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm thinking about it. I have to see if I even have my Cinemark. What's that mean? Oh, the Jarbometer.
No, the Jarbo-Wrongometer. William likes to try to argue that I'm wrong all the time, but I've never been wrong once.
William.
Anyway, hold on. Okay, so Florence Pugh was good. Hold on here. Red Elmo Cinema $4 super sticker. Thank you. Saying, is that a shark joke? I'm not too sure what the shark joke is, to be honest with you. But I thank you for that. And then H Bart's here says Titans is honestly pure garbage.
Is this why you won't come to my channel, H Bart's? Because I like Titans.
Listen,
I'm trying to lure H Bart's at least once to my live stream, at least once. Or Elmo.
It's not more anti-DC garbage. I'm not saying anti-DC. I'm merely pointing out that shows are expensive.
With the
that is I was at Walmart. And I posted it on Twitter a while ago. Okay. Yeah, no. I have pictures. If I see a funny hat, I'll wear a funny hat and snap a selfie. And then generally somebody turns it into a thumbnail down the road or they make it a thing. And it's, it's better than the crying image. I'll tell you that. But then also it's, no, I'm not saying anti-DC. I want there to be good DC content. I think Peacemaker is tying into that plan that is all about trying to establish television shows based off of these properties. Like the Sisters of Dune, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to make a Matrix television show or something along those lines.
Coming too.
Yeah, and Gotham PD is another one too, although without Terrence Winter involved, I'm a little bit apprehensive.
You know what, beyond Snyder Cut, and if it's going to continue, I've just lost interest in, and I'm still going to cover Movie Talk, but I've lost interest in anything they say. I just don't have any confidence in anything that's not starting filming yet. And that's just beyond Snyderverse. That's anything. Like, until they start filming, I don't believe it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm like, all right. Well, that sounds great. Okay, let's see what happened. Let's,
Music Man here with a great take. Maya Rudolph is fucking hilarious and fine as hell. So don't even fret, RJ. Don't even fret.
Sorry,
Music Man's got your back.
All right, I got to rethink my life. Bye. I'm Maya Rudolph.
Anyway, talking more about Titans, Otis here says, thank you, by the way, Otis. Seasons 1 and Seasons 2 cost $30 million. HBO gave them some extra money, so I think this will probably be like 50. Yeah, no, it definitely looks like they've increased the budget for Titan Season 3. Like, it does look bigger, and I'm hoping it does well, and I'm hoping that that Doom Patrol does well as well.
Watch it and do a review of the seasons.
Well, to be fair, though, I've heard the issue with Titans isn't the budget, it's the writing. So
it's Berlanti. It's Berlanti. At this point, Berlanti has got to go. I fervently stand by that, right? I fervently stand by that.
Well, it's also the guy, what's his name? The guy who produced that Oscar-winning movie and produced something but crap since.
Like what, Half of Hollywood?
No. He's like the famous producer. Hold on, let me look it up.
There's there's so many
Real
producers.
Elmo Cinema's upset because she isn't even.
Akiva
orange.
Goldsman. Akiva Goldsman is one of the creators.
Starfire is fine as hell in that
Akiva
show.
Goldsman sucks. He's horrible. I hate Akiva Goldsman. He's like a hack, dude. He sucks.
I thought his scripting for I Am Legend was good. He's written some good movies.
I guess some of them are. Like,
but he's
really,
also
really
there's
bad.
one he directed. There was one he directed. He wrote and directed with Colin Farrell and one of the girl who played Sybil in Downton Abbey. And it was like, it just came in tanked. It was so bad. So like, not everyone's got not everything turns out okay, I guess. So there's that. Anyway, I just want to make sure. Okay, hold on. Rational Skeptic here with the $2 super chat asks, will most of the Arrowverse be canceled? Yes. I think the Legends of Tomorrow is on its last legs. I think Batwoman is probably going to get another season, maybe 2, but that's going to be gone. And then it's going to boil down to Flash, and Flash is going to be the last man standing, but they're already running that thing far into the ground.
I think Grant Gustin wants to leave soon anyway.
Like now they're introducing what his son from the future, like it's the kid looks goofy as hell. I don't know. I mean, Berlanti is one of those producers where because I criticized Warner Brothers and like the multiverse and stuff and how they want to handle it. And someone's like, yeah, but they did it on the Arrowverse. I'm like, but the Arrowverse had Greg Berlanti overseeing it and he had full control. So that was different. There's no central person who is running the show, and you can't say that it's Hamada because Hamada simply isn't, and because he's overseeing the studio, but he's not hand running everything. J.J. Abrams was bought to come on in and to do some stuff, and then you've also got The Rock is now involved, so it really just depends on all that. But all right,
let's look at this real quick. He says he'd play it forever.
Yeah. Of course, why wouldn't he play forever?
I do. He is perfect for Loki. My wife loves him. I love Sylvie though. I love Sylvie too. And that I did see that after I left last night. Okay, why do you have that? Hey, I'm not hating on it, but wow, she's
working mothers
way over
unite.
Maya Rudolph. Woo.
Oh, I still don't understand. Why do you have that picture just readily available to whip out?
You know why he does.
I have a lot of pictures here ready to whip out. I've got like Patio commentary advert. I've got my Indiana Jones giveaway for the end of the month.
Yeah, those make sense.
Sylvie
that's
right
promoting,
here.
That's promoting.
We've been talking a lot about Loki.
Picture though, I don't know.
The context is that she just gave birth a little while ago. She just had her first child, and I don't know if it's first child, but she just had a child. And so the costume department manufactured this costume that would easily allow her to breastfeed her child in between takes.
Easy access.
Yeah, so it's like I just want to give proper credit to the costuming department.
Thank you,
working moms department. Everywhere. Hashtag feminism.
Yes.
Hashtag, working moms. And for some reason, RJ is really against working moms. I don't get that.
No, I support the mothers. I support unions. I support, working class mothers. It's all good.
So why are you questioning why I have a working class mother image up there talking about female empowerment? I feel like you're attacking me. Like you're shaming me for being an activist, RJ.
No, not at all. I'm just wondering why you had that just, easily available to whip out,
I haven't deleted it yet. I still have this image up here.
God help us if there were Jarbos like there are Lokis. Oh my God. Can you imagine H-Barts and Elbow?
Do you have any idea how fun things would be if that was the case? Right?
The world would end.
It would be amazing here. Hold on.
The world would end.
$5 is saying, is that a shark joke? It's from King Shark and Harley Quinn. Oh, okay. I love Ron Fuches as King Shark. He's great in that show. I think they should base the entire DCEU around Harley Quinn going forward.
Yeah, probably. This is a bold prediction, but I think once Guardians 3 is over and Peacemaker, let's see what happens with that. I think James Gunn is going to move on to do a Harley Quinn movie with Margot Robbie. I think Gotham City Sirens.
Maybe. I think he's going to want to stay in that wheelhouse. Rational Skeptic here asks, hey, Matt, do you want to go to a test screening for the Batman 2022? Yeah.
Why are you asking Matt?
Is there one in Seattle? Because I'd have to go to Seattle or
Matt? I want to go.
Yeah, I am going to the early preview of Dune next week in IMAX.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's
I
not
didn't
the
know that.
full thing. It's not the full thing. It's
Oh,
just
I
gonna
know.
be.
Yeah, like they did with Avatar or something.
No, it's hold on, if we find it here. What it is it's oh shit. It's like it's a preview. They're just doing like a preview of it.
Like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah. But it's in IMAX. It's in Bellevue.
Yeah, I think you're the first ones to ever get to see the new trailer too.
Yeah, and so they're gonna show you a scene from the movie, and then they're gonna show you a trailer, maybe some behind the scenes stuff, and you're probably gonna get a poster or some kind of little giveaway, and that's really about it. But it's like I did that for Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but no, seriously, Rational Skeptic, if you know a way for me to to see a test screen of that movie, hit me up, please. I want to go.
And hold on here. Otis here, $5, man. Thank you. Says the writing is Jeff Johns. Everything is good, but the season finales are mid. Johns can't stick the landing. Doom Patrol will be done after season 3.
I don't think so. I really
Is
don't.
Jeff Johns writing Doom Patrol?
I know he's a producer on it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
thought the only one he's doing is Stargirl. Everyone tells me Stargirl is amazing.
Stargirl's really fun. I love Stargirl.
Yeah. By the way, you missed H Bart's super chat. By the way,
no, I thought I got it. Oh, sorry. Okay. One. Impulse got a huge forehead. You can land a plane on and read. What the fuck?
His forehead is kind of big.
I have it. I don't watch the show. But okay, I'm wrong. Jeff Johns did write Titans. I don't know if I said anything about Jeff Johns writing
That's
Titans.
why my Snyderverse fans are mad that I'm.
No, you said Berlanti. I think is what they were getting at.
No, Berlanti's a producer. He's a producer on it. The Titans is still under the Berlanti label. He oversaw that. Jeff Johns might have written it, but Berlanti, that he's the one overseeing the production.
Does that make you use? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no. And then H-Bart's here saying, "I thought Max retired, or is he Terry Funk of YouTube?"
Yes,
I don't know who I don't know who that is.
That's a wrestler that keeps coming back.
Sorry, Matt. New York and LA only. Here, okay.
H-Barts, I came back to YouTube for you. I'm waiting for you to appear on my
No. Yeah. Well, to get H-Barts over to you, you're gonna have to pull an Enosh and literally go to his house on his birthday.
All right, H-Barts, I'm thinking.
So sorry. Hey, make your way out to Michigan. It's not that far from where you are. Now, Rational, if you got info on an LA screening of the Batman, let me know, because I'm not far away from an airport. So
well, here's the thing with test screens: are they like really random? Like you never know what you're walking into.
I don't think they're gonna test screen it.
Yeah, you could fly out to LA and it could be for not even a movie that is the Batman. It could be
I'm googling Terry Funk right now. I think I know. I am Terry Funk.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna
take me out.
If you guys want to say, that's fine. Because you guys are kind of mainstays on here anyway, so we can start making our way through the people that are here. Because I have a lot of people that are lined up. I see 2 Eddies in the back.
Sorry, my dog's barking too.
That's a good sign.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later, Max. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good one. All right, be sure to check out Mad Max the Mandalorian. He does very random movie madness entertainment. You never know when it's going to happen. It's kind of like sex. It's just random. Anyway. Let's get into the first person who has been waiting, and that would be Andrew Casali. Andrew, how's it going? So what is the topic you want to discuss? Your 5 minutes are now on the clock.
Oh, you're timing me, Jarbo?
Yeah, I'm timing 100%.
Oh, come on.
But I do have a lot of people in the back, though. So that is true. That is true.
So, yeah. And what was I thinking? Oh, yeah. I think I kind of discussed this with you a few days ago. It was during Loki. I thought about when I said with the timelines being broken, this could bring back the Marvel movies that came out before the MCU.
What you think they're gonna? I'm sorry, I got distracted real quick on that one. Could you ask that one more time? I'm so sorry. I got a text message that just got my attention.
I said that when we were discussing the Loki finale, I said that with the timelines now breaking, this could create the universes where the Marvel movies that came up before the MCU exist.
At this point, everything Marvel related is on the table.
Heck, they can make the PS4 game canon or Spider-Man.
I would love that to be an actual adaptation. I think the PS4 game was an amazing Spider-Man story in general. It had fantastic voice acting, fantastic action.
I've just been playing it recently.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm playing on PlayStation 5 actually.
Have you? Did you get the Miles Morales? I haven't gotten that expansion yet.
Yes, I have. It's a fantastic game. It's amazing.
I think when I get a PS5, that's going to be like the first one I get, the first game I get.
That was the first game I got when I got
Yeah,
mine.
I just don't like that they upgraded the Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, I
You know,
hated that.
the whatever the
The
skin.
face.
Oh, the face
The
model.
face. It looks so like he went from looking like a guy who's got a little bit of, he looks like a kind of a normal looking dude. He looks a little older, like he's been living this life for a while, and then I feel like they just turned him into like,
Give him a baby face.
yeah, like I was gonna say Logan Lerman, but not doesn't, not so much him, but like another one of those other guys who's kind of like that age. It's like, what the hell is this?
I will
Apparently,
say this.
That's what they think of modernizing looks like.
Yeah, I will say this. The face looks a little off in the remastered version of the main game, but it looks actually pretty decent, pretty good in Miles Morales.
Okay.
It
Oh.
actually looks pretty good there.
No, to be
I'm
honest,
warming up to it. I'm warming up to it
to be
over
honest,
time.
whenever I watch the Miles game, whenever I see Peter, I try in my head to picture the old face.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they said they did it for creative reasons. Like that was the face they think they want to go with for the future of the character. I'm like, they're talking because they had a lot of pushback. A lot of people are upset about it, but they said no, this is the creative decision we wanted to make. We want a new face model.
Okay.
I think they said it's because like on the PlayStation 5, they're gonna be able to use like better mocap technology for like facial emotions for cutscenes. Like we just want a different face. I think it's what their point was.
Well, they should have just kept it.
I just hope that is the writing still as good on the Miles Morales as it was in the.
Yeah, it's got a good story. It's a little short, but it's still got a good story.
Okay.
I would say so. It hits a lot of great emotional beats. The villain might be a little underwhelming to you. It'll depend, but it is definitely a shorter game. It is kind of like a side game, but it's still
that they're charging $70 for.
Wait,
no. The $70 version comes with Spider-Man Remastered, but it's at a massive price drop. Though I think you get it now for like 50 or $40.
Okay, yeah, that's why. The fact that how much they're charging for these new games, I'm just gonna I'm really okay with waiting.
To be honest, I'm hoping that I just get a Marvel Spider-Man sequel so I can just continue Peter's story.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that.
Next couple years.
Yeah, they're going to definitely bring it back there. Rational Skeptic is saying, RJ, how can I message you?
Well, I said Twitter and Instagram, but Rational Skeptic does not have those, so I don't know.
Oh, he says, don't have any of those.
All right.
Look what Lord Slug said.
Does Andrew have a shine for Toby? Probably. Shrine,
no,
yeah.
I do not, actually.
Yeah.
Do you have,
look at the side of my room. Do you see it anywhere?
It looks a little bit like a Spider-Man shrine behind you, but it's Andrew Garfield, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like like you might still be a little obsessed with that. Anyway,
well, I'm not.
All right. So, is there any last things, Andrew, that you wanna talk about real quick?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm thinking do you think with Phase 4 going forward, do you think they're making having the new Thanos big bad being Kang?
You mean what for?
Like an equivalent to Thanos, like Kang is their next
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But Kang is gonna make Thanos look like a puppy. Like Thanos,
Yeah.
Thanos is all like, I want to eliminate half of the universe in order to protect, to preserve life, which is kind of a very odd eco-terrorist approach to it if you think about it. Kang is just going to come and go I don't care. Here's my dick.
Time and space.
Whack. Yeah, he's not going to care. There's going to be the infinite variance, and he's going to be like the worst one. So how are they going to take Kang down? We're going to find out in probably, 10
I was surprised
years.
we got Kang so early.
I'm not at all, because that was something they needed to do. They needed to establish a villain and then build up to it. The biggest problem with Thanos was we didn't see him originally until 2012. So at the end of Phase 1 with Avengers, we saw that Thanos was behind it. Okay, cool. But that was still 4 years, right? Of leading up to this.
Yeah, well, you saw him in Guardians, which is cool.
That was 2 years later in 2014. But then we didn't see him again until the end credit sequence of, what was it, Thor?
Avengers 2.
No, was it
Where he
Avengers
says-
2?
You
that
got-
had-
you
It's where,
you gotta.
it's where he grabs the gauntlet and says,
Yeah. Okay,
I'll
fine.
do
He's
it
like, I'll do it myself.
And then Thor
So-
Ragnarok was when the ship came.
And that was, and then we didn't see him officially until 2018. So
Yeah,
from
you're right on
2012 to
that.
2018, it was 6 years. 6 years from his first introduction to when we finally got to see the Infinity Saga play out. Now they're going we don't have time for that. People are expecting this next thing to happen now because we've already introduced the big bad of Thanos and defeated him. Now we've got to establish the multiverse. We've got to establish Kang. We've got to establish Fantastic Four. We've got to establish the quantum realm a bit more. We got to play with all of these things. So that's why they're developing it on TV. Putting it on Loki like that, a lot of people, I don't think, realize that by dropping that as the season finale of Loki, that opens up the door to some pretty amazing stuff. And it does it in a way that's very accessible. And it didn't feel like it was the cliffhanger end to a movie that you're not going to see the conclusion of for 2 more years. This is like Loki's potentially going to be in Doctor Strange 2. And I saw something that kind of backs that up. So when they were promoting WandaVision, remember they were Elizabeth Olsen was in the UK filming Doctor Strange 2, right?
Yes.
And then they showed, and then at one interview with like the rest of the cast, Tom Hiddleston.
Oh wait, that was during the premiere of the first episode.
Yeah, they had Tom Hiddleston pop up in a Zoom call, and someone pointed out that he had his black hair like Loki. Loki, the show had already wrapped filming, so they'd already wrapped filming last year for Loki, and then now here he comes back up and he's got his black hair again. So he's clearly playing the character, and they're filming Doctor Strange 2 at that point in time.
Okay.
So
That's a good theory.
they're putting it together. And then also we don't know if he flew to he says, I'll play Loki for the rest of my life. Do you really think they're going to do a Thor movie without some reference to Loki?
Well, here's the thing. The last time we saw Thor talk about Loki, he just saw him die right in front of him on the exploding ship.
Yeah.
And he knows that even Thanos said no resurrections this time. So which means he knows he's actually dead.
Well, yeah, but now there has been like that Loki variant is dead. Now we're in another Loki variant.
Know about the variant.
So yeah, so now they've moved over, and it's gonna let's see. Carlos here says Doctor Strange 2 is going to introduce probably one of the worst characters in Marvel, America Chavez. I don't know if America Chavez is a bad character or not, but I don't know.
She's not that bad. Some people, they call her a woke character, but she's not that bad.
Yeah, no, I have heard that from people. So
and also,
but all
guys,
right.
And also, real quick, apparently Carlos also said that he's not excited for Kang. He says he kind of sucks, and he says, "Call me when Doom or Galactus comes."
Well, that's going to be that's going to be a while.
Yeah, well,
so I don't know. There's a lot of content coming to DC if you're looking for something, I guess. Hold on. TW asks, Uncut Gems is getting a Criterion release. Any other recent release you want to see get one? I haven't really thought about that, to be honest with you. You guys might give me a lot of crap for this. I don't own any Criterion releases. I've honestly never thought about buying one. So I don't know what the difference is. I mean, I saw the case today, the box art for Uncut Gems, which looks awesome. So, but I don't know what about it is going to be better than just buying it on Blu-ray or 4K. And that's honestly, I've never bought a Criterion. It's never, now getting into like the physical media part of it. I just like collecting the movies, but those kind of collections I don't know much about. So I'm learning. Anyway. Okay. So, all right, man, Andrew, I'm going to let you go, buddy. All right, we got a lot of people to get to here still. So I appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon, all right?
All right, bye.
Thank you very much. Okay. Because I know he's been waiting, and I know he's got a lot to say. He comes in all the time. You guys know him. He's right there. He's giggling. He's dancing like a schoolgirl who just got asked to the big dance. Anthony,
how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Great. I'm doing great. I just took my new vitamins for my hearing. My ear still hurts. I'm taking vitamin D vitamins.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vitamin D, man. Yeah, you got to get that vitamin D.
Yeah.
So you got what? You have an ear problem?
Yeah. It's just I used a Q-tip and I jammed it.
Well, you don't want to do that.
No.
When it comes to inserting hard things into holes in your body, you never just want to jam it in.
I know.
All right.
I know.
You always want to get consent and make sure it's a little wet first. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying. But then again, with Q-tips and ears, they don't go together. I know people
I'm
like
doing
to think
good.
that.
I'm excited about John M. Majors as Kang.
That's good. Has that scar on your face started healing up yet?
Yes,
you're
it
one.
is.
You're. It's on the other side. You're one half Joker right now.
Yeah.
Can you say like? Can you say the line of like? You want to know how I got these scars?
You know how I got these scars? Why so serious?
There you go. There you cosplay as Heath Ledger, and then go to conventions, and all the girls will love you.
But the bad news is that I'm not going to New York Comic Con this year.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but maybe when my memoirs come out.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you got to write them, Anthony.
I will. I'm in shape and everything. I'm still watching American Wedding.
That's okay. Yeah, I forgot you got that on VHS the other day. Yeah, you like to rock that VHS.
Yep.
TW here says, Anthony, finish your book. We believe in you.
We will, TW. We will, TW. So I'm doing good and everything. You know, I was sleeping all day. You know, we don't got no kind of movies on the schedule yet.
Well, that's a great thing about movies is there's really a lot of them to watch.
Yeah, I love Black Widow. I want to see Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow was very good.
Yeah, I think you'll like it, man. It's pretty good.
But I heard the ending, which I'm not going to give away. You know, sets up Hawkeye.
Well, you just kind of gave it away.
Sorry, I'm not.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That end credit scene is apparently like the writers were like they feel kind of bad about it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I haven't read the article. I just saw the headline.
But the thing is that I haven't watched Disney Plus shows. I will get to when I get Disney Plus. My birthday's coming up soon.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy Disney Plus, man. It's a lot of entertainment you
38.
get.
I'll be 38.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. 1983, I was born.
Yeah. No, yeah, you've mentioned that. Well, all right, man. Well, hey, I'll let you go. Go back to watch American Wedding, and we'll talk again later, all right? Thank you, Anthony. Anthony's a good guy, everybody. He comes in, likes to hang out and everything.
Good guy.
Yeah, I like Anthony quite a bit. Let me see here. Before we get to everyone, all right, Jacob here, $2. Says thoughts on the canceled Black Widow movie from 2006. I never knew there was a canceled.
Yeah, it was going to be made by Lionsgate. It was written by David Hayter.
No shit. I mean, that makes sense because Lionsgate did Punisher 2004.
Yeah, apparently the rumor was it's going to be R-rated and might have had like some.
Oh, it would have been R-rated.
Yeah.
They probably would have found a way to bring Tom Jane back as the Punisher, which is something I still want. I love John Bernthal, but I also really love Tom Jane as the Punisher.
No, same. I think he does a good job.
Well, it's because here's the thing: if you've seen the movie and you like him in the movie, in 2005, Volition, who did the Saints Row games, they put out a Punisher game. It's very violent. It's very awesome. And
I've
he
heard
voices
about it.
Oh, I 100%ed that game. Like, I mean, got like gold stars on all the levels on hard mode to unlock all the cheats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's actually a really good superhero game that gets like kind of like underrated. The
Superman 64?
No, the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game.
Yeah.
It's
Mark Hamill.
Better than the movie.
Mark Hamill voiced I believe Mark Hamill voiced Wolverine in that.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah. I think it was
way.
there was an X-Men, there wasn't a Wolverine game that came out right around that time, unless I'm thinking of something else.
No, I'm thinking of like the movie-based game on X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh,
so I think Hugh Jackman did the voice for the game.
Let's see here. Mark Hamill. Let's see. Oh, he did. Sorry. I was wrong. He did X2 Wolverine's Revenge.
Okay.
Was the one he did. Okay, that was my bad. That was actually a pretty good game. It was definitely like, I love how it's Hugh Jackman on the cover, and yet Wolverine in the game looks literally nothing like Hugh Jackman in the movie. I'll show you guys right here. It's so funny. But as for
X2 game, right?
This is the X2 Wolverine's Revenge. That's what Wolverine looked like in the game.
It looks more like the cartoon version.
he looks more like comic book, but if you go and you look at this is the box art right here.
Looks nothing like him.
It's like it's literally just a promotional image of Hugh Jackman from X2. You know, like that's what it is. So it's so funny that that happened like that. But as for the a Black Widow movie, man, that would be I would be awesome. I think if David Hayter is a good writer, I'd like to see, because I thought he did a great job with the Watchmen. And then you know, like him voicing Solid Snake for all those years, and it's like you're doing a Metal Gear movie, you somehow have David Hayter involved.
Yeah,
whether he's writing this, like you gotta like let him write the script, you know, and it won't be like, and he'll probably be able to adapt it for Western audiences that won't make it be as pants on head stupid as Kojima likes to do. Because as much, like, I'm sorry, I'll be that voice. As much as I enjoy Hideo Kojima for like the types of stories that he tells, we all have to admit that sometimes they just get pants on head retarded.
Well, sometimes they get a little extreme. That's part of the charm of his work, though.
I mean, there was a gigantic flaming whale in the opening of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, damn right there was. It was
you know,
awesome.
It's just like, okay, there we go. You know, like, just like, I don't know. That's my thing on that. But okay, real quick. H-Bart's here, says Criterion uses film scans and does the best to make it look great. I own about 20. Oh, awesome. Okay. So kind of like what the 4K restoration is what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're doing a Criterion release of Memories of Murder, the Bong Joon-ho movie about the South Korean murders, which is a great movie, by the way. If you're not watching it, go watch it. It's fantastic. I definitely want to pick that up.
Doesn't Criterion, don't they have, I thought for a while they had a section on Hulu.
No, they have their own streaming service, actually.
Oh,
yeah, and
okay.
it's actually a fantastic value. They have like all of Akira Kurosawa's movies. They got like a bunch of stuff on there. It's a great, if you like really want like classic Criterion movies.
Yeah,
it's a great
well,
service.
I like to watch classic cinema, so.
Yeah, and they got documentaries and interviews too.
Okay, that's something that we're checking out there. So cool. Let's get to the next question. Very patient. I very much appreciate this. Ryan Hartwell, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Matt. Hey, RJ.
Hey, what's up?
So, what's on your mind, buddy?
Well, I just got back from the North Bend Film Festival. It was really interesting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot that was going on. Like I've been so freaking busy. I've totally spaced on everything.
Yeah, what movies were they showing over there?
Yeah, they were showing a movie called Swan Song. It's a movie about this aging gay hairstylist who's been assigned to do the hairstyling of this deceased woman who he knew very well. And so he kind of travels from the retirement home to Sandusky, Ohio. And then he kind of reinvents himself, or goes back to his glory days, so to speak, as not only hairstyle, but his flamboyantness. It's actually really good.
It sounds interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then after that, they had a little section called a strange storytelling, which took place in a distillery. They had 4 storytellers, and each one of them was pretty interesting. The first one was about this. The host himself, he talked about his time in COVID. You know, just I think he said making eggs while naked, and then doing a sermon for crows. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that was a pretty interesting night. And the entire festival is going on until Sunday. So.
Okay.
No,
I mean, I'm not going to be able to make it up
always
that
wanted-
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to a film festival. Just never had the opportunity, just because of where I live and stuff. But I really want to go to one day.
Yeah.
I didn't really go to any when I lived. I went to like some 48-hour film festivals. Those are always fun to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's and they should be local to you, RJ. So like I would look those up. Those are just basically, it's a 48-hour competition. Filmmaking groups in the local area get together. They get one. They have to, like, there's a character name, there's a prop, and there's a line of dialogue that they have to put into the short, so people know that they filmed it over the weekend. and then you go off. You have 48 hours to write, shoot, and edit a movie, like a 7 to 10 minute short film or something. And I did one in 2007 that I wrote and produced that I won. I think I won best writing on it, so I was very happy with that. And those are always fun because a lot of times they're pretty terrible, but at the same time, it's like you can see people are still trying, and that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Anything else, Ryan? Or
I guess I also want to say that I've had family come over to our house and just stay for a couple days, so I haven't been keeping up with your content as of late.
that's okay. That's entirely all right, man. That's never a worry right there. I talked to someone the other night and they're just like, "Oh, I've been watching you since like 2015," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." There's other things. Don't waste your life. Move on. Go outside. Read a book. Meet a woman. Settle down. Have children. Don't watch my terrible content. But snack on something like Maya Rudolph. Who knows?
Oh no.
But there's like, I get it. And there hasn't been like a lot going on, just kind of doing like tonight. I was like, I'll just do a call in because at least then, we can kill an hour and a half until like Bad Batch is on, and then I could go watch that and go to bed. Because tomorrow I get to take my kids to go get their pictures taken, and that's always fun.
Oh boy, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I think I sent you a couple of articles. Not only about the North Bend Film Festival, but also about Thomas the Tank Engine.
I remember the North Bend Film Festival, but the Thomas the Tank Engine one kind of eludes me at the moment. What about Thomas the Tank Engine?
Oh, okay. I guess you didn't get that one.
Was it on Twitter or was it on Discord?
Yeah, actually, it was. I just cut out an article from my local paper, and they were showing that. And I think I sent it in the mail, but I guess you didn't get it.
Oh, you sent it recently. Okay, if I'm not told, like I haven't checked, it's because my PO box is it cuts off like at 7:00, and I usually don't get out driving until about 7:00. So like, if I know something is there, I will make I'll make the move to get there earlier to go do it. But otherwise I generally just I only check it like once a month because otherwise I'll go for before I started really I didn't talk about it for like a year and a half. So I didn't get anything, when everything with me went down a couple of years ago, occasionally people knew I had a PO box and they would just send me I'd get sent postcards of boulders, or things like that. So some people would send me some trolley stuff. So I just stopped checking it. And I'm like, but it's funny because at the end of this month I have to renew it. And it's just, oh my God, it's like $150 for the year. They raised the price again. It's like, ugh. Like, what are you doing, USPS? Come on. Anyway. No, I'll go tomorrow. I have to, when I go out to do it's on the way home. I'll stop off and check it out. I'll check the PO box so we can, but it's funny you mentioned Thomas the Tank Engine. So today I went to the mall and, I had my daughter with me, my 3-year-old, and we went into this toy store that I had never been into. And we're walking around and they had a whole bunch of Thomas the Tank Engine sets, and they had the little, they had a windmill and they had a few other little things. And I honestly, I was kind of surprised by it because I grew up watching Thomas the Tank Engine on PBS. And I'm I didn't realize that there'd still be some kind of connection in the toy space for this.
Yeah, I think it's shrunk a little bit, but there's a new reboot of Thomas out there, so it's not too surprising.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
it's not Ringo Starr
style too, by the way.
Just bring me the one with Ringo Starr. As the conductor, because then they do Ringo Starr and George Carlin.
I don't remember. I remember there was a Thomas movie that had Alec Baldwin in it.
Oh, no, but Ryan, you remember what I'm talking about, right? They had Ringo Starr as a conductor for a while.
Oh yeah,
and then they also had, I'm pretty sure, George Carlin was a conductor. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but hold on, I'm gonna type it up. I'm gonna look at it real quick. George Carlin, Thomas he was he was George Carlin narrated the 3rd and 4th season of the show. And and he wow. So he was he played Mr. Conductor. Yeah.
That is very strange.
I know. You're like you're like the 7 words you'll never hear on TV, and then go over and you watch Thomas the Tank Engine. Man, I love that guy. I miss George Carlin. It's been 13 years since his death.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we need him now more than ever to because imagine how he would handle the Wokies. You know what I mean? Like it'd be great.
Yeah.
But all right, Ryan. Well, and I'll let you go, man. I still got like 4 more people to get to tonight.
All right.
And but I appreciate you stopping by. I'll check it out tomorrow, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I find if
Okay.
it's gotten in there yet. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, see you later, everybody. Thank you. All right, yeah, Music Man, $150 for a PO box, and it's a small one too. So, and then Jess here says, Matt, I'll be sending you a huge package. Thank you. Zentek, if you want to come on to discuss Andre Cedino's new scoop, I guess we could. That should be interesting. We can say that one for last year. And then Real Elmo Cinema, thank you, man, for $5. It says, love your content, Matt. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't do the Elmo voice, so I can't, like, you know, maybe Enosh is here somewhere and he'll come on and no, I'm not doing that shit again.
No.
No.
Don't bait it.
I wanted to boot him so bad. I'm like, just stop with the voice. But that was his payback on me apparently derailing his show. So there we go on that one. All right, let's get to the next person here because he's been wanting and having so much technical problems trying to get on. And we'll wait to see if he gets booted. We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, you never know what he's going to say. You never know what he's going to admit to. Eddie, what's going on, man?
I hate you. You know that?
Oh, we lost Eddie, folks. We lost Eddie.
Oh, man.
He's gone.
That's a
Oh,
shame.
no. Oh, wait. No, he's back. There he is.
Why?
Because I can.
Don't do that again. Anyway.
Or what? What is... Okay, I'm done.
Okay. So, yeah.
So, all right.
By the way, hi RJ. I cannot hear you. That's why my fucking StreamYard is fucked up. I can only hear one person and not the other.
Oh, it's
So
fine.
forgive me.
I'll just be quiet. It's fine.
RJ says that he's okay with that.
Oh, okay.
I have to interpret how I don't understand. Like, hey, you know, like, do you have a computer?
Yeah, but my mom doesn't let me use it. We have a MacBook, and not a MacBook. We have a Mac desktop here, and then she has a laptop that she uses for work. She doesn't let me use any of those because she's so sensitive about getting a virus. So,
Given
whatever.
what you've admitted to jerking off to, I would argue she has a good point.
why does it every time I bring up my mom, you always have to bring masturbating in the topic?
Because the two kind of coexist, Eddie. At least in the world I've created in my head.
Yeah, no shit.
No, I get you, man. I understand. I understand the problems that come with, having because it's like, I mean, sometimes I hate using StreamYard from my phone, but I just don't understand why you constantly have issues with it. I just don't get that.
It's just ever since I got this, it's this. When I first got the phone, and I did that StreamYard one time where I showed you my Mortal Kombat figures, like it was working. Like I was literally on my new phone that day, and it was working perfectly. And then when I use it again for like the next episode onward, like it just started giving me problems, and I don't know why. So it could be anything. Like why doesn't StreamYard have its own app to download?
I think it's because it uses Chrome, like it's browser based. So
Yeah,
like on
Plus,
PCs,
it
that's the whole
costs
point.
a lot of money to invest.
Yeah,
in something
I
like
mean,
that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they, if at some point they do an app, and they should probably do an app for
They
that,
have to.
have more stability to it, for the mobile stuff, because mobile, I mean, streaming is massive on YouTube, and mobile viewing is massive on YouTube, and so finding a way to work them together, because I mean, I've done mobile streams and things have worked out okay, so I'm like, all right, like it's all good on that front, like when I broke my back, I was in bed. I think I just like streamed from my phone. I think RJ, you
I
came on,
remember
right?
that.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. So I just I was on my phone in bed just talking into that, and I think it was okay. So, but
Yeah.
Jacob makes a good point. You probably just have to reset your phone.
I was actually going to restart it, but you were actually going to bring me on, and I was like, "Fuck, he's gonna bring me on, so I may as well just wait."
Okay, yeah, I get you.
So-
I understand that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it was working. Like, don't move. Everyone assume Fox viewing position. Which
Yeah,
I will be amazed
yes.
if anyone gets that reference. If anyone gets that reference, let me know in the chat.
Yeah, because I don't. I mean, the moment you said Fox, I'm just like, okay, which?
Yeah, but like which TV show do you think that came from? It's an
I'm gonna have to
old
guess
one.
I'm gonna have to guess it's a show on Fox.
Yes. I know that narrows it down. That really narrows it down, Eddie.
Fox? No, not Fox News.
Why would Fox News say
I don't know,
Fox
'cause you
viewing
mentioned
position?
Married with Children?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, that's that is a Married with Children reference there. TW says here, was it The Simpsons? No, close, but no, it was actually Married with Children. However, in the back room, Flicks Picks and the Nitpicks LLC did get it first with Married with Children. So that is something that that worked out.
But anyway, so let me just get to it because I know you got other people waiting. But so I was watching a movie on HBO Max that clearly gave me so many memories, and I was just like, man, my mom grew up. My mom loved the cartoon when she was little, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to surprise her with this one because sometimes her and I have movie nights every other Saturday.
Sure.
So we we just like we pick we take turns every time we do it. So like 1 week I'll pick a movie that I want to see, we watch it, and then she picks a movie, so on and so forth. So I was just watching the Flintstones yesterday, the one with the live action with John Goodman.
Oh, nice. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, John Goodman was just nailed Fred in that movie.
Yeah, and so did Rick Moranis as Barney. So he did a good job too.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you because Rick Moranis is your guy. I was like, did you forget did you remember he was in that movie?
No, not at all, man. Elizabeth Perkins as Wilma, and then Rosie O'Donnell as Betty. Such a weird choice for that back then.
If Jane Krakowski if they hadn't gotten Jane Krakowski for the prequel, they could have gotten her to play Betty in that first movie.
I mean,
I think personally, I liked her in the role better than Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, she played it more cartoon accurate for Betty. You know, never mind the fact that Jane Krakowski is very attractive and nailed the bubbly personality.
There's a fun fact of those two movies. So you remember how vividly do you remember the old cartoon?
Pretty well. Okay. Now there is an Easter egg, which actually it's a voice actor, which is the Easter egg. So in Viva Rock Vegas, Wilma's father, I don't know if you remember Wilma's father in that movie, but he was a colonel. Well, obviously he goes by the name of Harvey Korman, and he not only played her dad in that movie, but in this one, the John Goodman one, he was the voice of the Dictabird. And not only the Dictabird, but he was also the voice of the Great Gazoo from the animated show. Oh yeah, and the great Gazoo was in that movie as well. He popped up in
Alan Cumming played him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, Harvey Korman was great because he was in like a bunch of Mel Gibson stuff. All right, not Mel Gibson, Mel Brooks. Yeah, he passed away. In
Sadly,
2008. He actually passed away a month before George Carlin passed away.
Oh yeah, because Carlin died in 2008 also.
Yeah. That's pretty sad, man. But here's a picture of Stephen Baldwin and Jane Krakowski as Betty. I just always find it weird that Stephen Baldwin. I mean, I thought he played the dumb part really well, but like he's still so tall. So tall.
I like Steve Baldwin personally. I mean, I don't like the fact that he was a Trump supporter, but outside of that, I like Stephen Baldwin as an actor overall, with Usual Suspects and everything. And I enjoyed him in a couple faith-based films, but when I look at him in this movie, I'm like, yeah, they could have done better with the casting of Barney.
Well, yeah, I thought he was okay for the role. Mark Addy as Fred, I think, did a good job. And then Kristen Johnson as Wilma, I enjoyed because I really liked her on Third Rock from the Sun. So I thought she did an okay job. I think, like, I know a lot of people like to crap on Viva Rock Vegas. It's not the worst movie ever. It's not the best. The original's still better.
No. Oh, absolutely.
Who directed the
Brian Levant? He directed both of them.
Oh, the same director for both?
Yeah, he did Viva Rock Vegas and this one and Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh wow!
Because what happened was in the prequel, the original cast was meant to return, but at the time Rick Moranis' wife died, and unfortunately that's when he had to like step out of the Hollywood spotlight. And then I think Elizabeth Perkins had scheduling conflicts. John Goodman, from what I was reading, there's stuff saying that he really didn't have that much fun doing the movie, which is why he didn't come back for this one. I don't know how true that is. Rosie O'Donnell had her talk show around that time as well. And then who else am I missing?
Well, here's the thing with Brian Levant. Like, I'm looking up like what he's directed. His first movie was Problem Child 2.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually a pretty funny movie. RJ, have you ever seen Problem Child movies?
No, I don't think I have. No.
Oh my God, dude. Problem Child is like quintessential 90s viewing. So it's about a kid named Junior who was dropped off at a Catholic orphanage, and he's a troublemaker. He is basically like he is the epitome of being a problem child, and he gets adopted by John Ritter, and who plays like Ben Healy or something like that, I think is his name. And like, so he lives in the shadow of his father. His father is like an electronic salesman, right? Or he runs a store. And but John Ritter's a pushover, and Junior ends up being a problem for everybody, but they don't want to get rid of him because they want to they recognize he's problematic, but they want to try to save him. And it's just, the whole movie's crazy. Problem Child 2 adds in like it's basically like, it's so funny because Amy Yasbeck, who was actually John Ritter's wife in real life, she was his wife in Problem Child, who was terrible. And then in Problem Child 2, she played his new love interest. They just got her back to play the love interest, and she had a daughter who was also a problem child in that movie. It's a fun movie. But then before doing Flintstones, you know what else he did? Beethoven.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
He directed Beethoven. He directed Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Hell
He
no.
directed the Leave It to Beaver movie, which I totally forgot existed.
That's the one.
He did Snow Dogs.
Christopher McDonald was in that one, right?
Yeah, well, Christopher McDonald's going to be in Secret Invasion, and I can't wait.
Oh, fuck yeah. Give me more Christopher
Shooter
McDonald,
McGavin, dude. We need more Shooter McGavin. He did Snow Dogs. He also did Are We There Yet? That Ice Cube movie. That was pretty good. He did The Spy Next Door with Jackie Chan. He did A Christmas Story 2, which
I didn't see Christmas Story 2. I only saw the first one.
Yeah, I know. But then apparently he is doing a reboot of Police Academy.
Brian Levant, he's directing it?
That's what, according to IMDb, he's still directing.
Do you know if that's going to go to streaming or theatrical?
I don't know. Nothing about it yet. Music Man here says Problem Child is a childhood favorite of mine, 100%. All right. Well, hey man, I gotta let you know, we still got more people to get to, and I'm running out of time here. So I'm gonna let you go, Eddie, but thanks for coming on and hanging out. And you know what? Man. Sneak into your mom's room and steal her computer for next time.
Oh, fuck you. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much for that one. Now, I don't know what to expect out of this, RJ. There's someone in the back room.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be a thing. Hold on. Rational Skeptic here says Problem Child 3 was whack, though. Problem Child 3 was a made-for-TV movie. It was made for NBC. And it was whack, but it was actually not terrible. It was definitely funny. Music Man, you're like, Matt, no. All right. So I don't know who this is, and let's get ready for what might happen. Who am I talking to?
Hi, I'm RJ.
Oh wait, hold on. I recognize that voice.
No.
Is that Maya Rudolph? Are you here?
Yes.
Oh Lordy.
Hello.
Why are you here? What is this?
Why don't you have the thing where you could check authentication for who's in the back?
You know, I thought it would be funnier on some instances to turn that off. I should probably turn it back on. Simply because I've
Wait. What was the name?
No, guests have to authenticate. I have that. Yeah.
What was the name? Like, why were you so suspicious?
He didn't check. That's why.
There's no name there. It just has a period.
Oh, jeez.
I could have checked it right there. I could have seen who it is.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I can now see who it is okay, I see.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Why are you disrespecting the beautiful artist who made this for me?
I'm not, because first of all, the quality clearly is not as good as yours. For some reason, in editing, it pixelized the crap out of it. So I don't think so. But it was more about you. I just wanted to make a funny joke. Stinks pinks. I put poop on your head.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. I thought it'd be funny.
Okay. So, like, are you gonna hang out, or are we gonna move on, or what are we gonna do? Because I don't know where this is gonna go.
I mean, do you want me to hang out? I mean,
yeah. Because well, we got I think Bad Batch just dropped, but we'll be I'll be on for maybe like another like 20 minutes, something like that. We got people to get to, so I'm gonna keep you on. All right. So next up is Flix Picks in the Netflix. I can never say that, man. You have like too long of a name.
I know it's the Flix Picks and the Nitpicks, but you could call me Nove. It's easy calling me Nove. But that's
just call you No.
Nove, Nove, Nove.
Oh, okay, Nov. All right, cool. So what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm cooling. And you were real good for that Married with Children one, because that's my joint right there. That's my show right there.
Do you think the show ended on a proper note, or was like the series finale kind of stupid?
It was Married with Children. It ended how Married with Children was supposed to end. It didn't have a real ending.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this, though. I'll tell you this because I've never been able to talk about this with anyone who might understand it. But David Faustino, like a week or two after that aired, right? The series finale aired of Married with Children. He actually guest starred on Mad TV. And he did a monologue in the opening of Mad TV. And he says, we just wrapped up filming season 11 of Married with Children. And he said that, and I'm like, but you guys just ended the show. Does that mean like you would have said the series finale of Married with Children?
It's funny you saying that. Yo, there might actually be a story behind that. They might have ended that abruptly. They might have ended that abruptly. But I do remember that they was going to do a spinoff with David Faustino. I can't remember when that they were doing it, but they were talking about bringing it back, and I guess being, if I'm not mistaken correctly, it's been a minute, but
I heard talks about David Faustino was actively campaigning for a Married with Children like reunion show or a reboot, and I know that Ed O'Neill is like on board. I think everyone is really on board to do it, but Ed O'Neill, after doing how many years, 11, 12, 13 years or whatever of Modern Family.
Yep, he beat it with Modern Family.
I don't think he's going to want to go back, to be honest with you. And I say that because he has actually gone on record as saying that because he was a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah.
Before doing Married to Children, he was actually a Shakespearean actor. And then as a result of that, as a result of doing Married with Children, he ended up just like being typecast, or like, he was like the butt of the joke. And he didn't really like that too much. But I will say we did get a great movie with him and Ethan Embry. What was it called?
Dutch?
Dutch. Yeah, Dutch was great.
But he did another film.
Yeah, Little Giants with Rick Moranis.
No, even before that, but I forgot about Little Giants. That's a good callback. Now, I think he did another film that was like a drama or some shit.
He did, yeah. He's done some stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like what's funny here is Resident and Sag. You're like, who the fuck are you guys talking about?
Right, no, I'm
You
also laughing because people were like, "No Elmo tonight," and I said Enosh incoming, and he showed up.
No, I see it. I swear to God, though, if there's Elmo, I'm just muting his ass. Like I have no chill for Elmo tonight. I also don't want to do a 4-hour live stream. So anyway, we'll get to Enosh here in a second once we're done with FlixPix, or no, because I don't want to take away his time. Yeah, no, I love Married to Children. I love the cast. I'd love to see them do something in the age of all these reboots. Could you get Ted McGinley to come back? Could you get Amanda Burse?
Yes.
No, Amanda Burse. That's gonna be hard. They actually had real beats.
Well, I'm sure, but it's been like, dude, like nearly 30 years.
I think they'll come back to that. I think they come back to that. Katie Seagal's still acting, and I think
Katie Seagal is down. She's down. I'm sure she's down because they all showed up together when he got his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
like he's with the Modern Family, and then you see David Foster. The whole gang is there. The only person that don't rock with it is Amanda Burns, and they had like some real beef behind the scenes. And I seen the interview where she talked with they both talk about it, and it's so funny because Ed O'Neill is a lot more like Al Bundy than people believe. Because long story short, and especially in this day and age, because Amanda Burns, she's gay, and he said that when he made a joke about I think she didn't invite him to her wedding, and it's because she felt that him and David Faustino, they would make jokes about it, and he kind of made a joke about it, but then she was like, "See, this is why not," and yada yada yada, and he happened to say, "Well, I guess it's long story short, somewhere along the line, he was like, well, if I wanted to leave, like if I wanted to, I could take your job." And they had some words behind that. And like I said, they just never really too cared for each other since then, because she used to actually direct some episodes too.
She directed a lot of episodes towards the end, 100%. And I remember I've seen that interview with her and talking about the marriage thing. And I felt like Ed O'Neill was trying to I think I can understand where Amanda was coming from, but I don't think Ed O'Neill was, had a negative bone in his body. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. If you really listen to it, he felt like, yo, how come you didn't invite me?
Yeah, it felt like a slap in the face. Yeah, because they're also, because if you spend that many years on set together, you guys become family.
Exactly.
It's a lot of close-knit stuff. So, here's the thing. I think Married to Children it was on Netflix for a while. It might be on Hulu now because it's a Fox property. But if you've never seen Married with Children, you watch it. It is raunchy.
You guys gotta watch it.
It is raunchy. It is sexist as all hell. It is very but that was also part of the joke, especially when you get into the No Ma'am organization, the National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
I got the t-shirt, bro.
Yeah. I just wonder if Bob Rooney's still alive. You can't do a reboot without Bob Rooney. But don't you dare. I swear to God though, dude, I'll tell you this and then I gotta let you go. But if they do a reboot and they mention the name fucking Seven, I'm out.
Oh, you remember what happened with Seven? The last time we seen Seven, he was on the back of a milk carton.
Yeah, they brought him in. So Married to Children did a season because all of these sitcoms do it when they go long enough. They always bring in another kid, right? They always like Roseanne had another baby. You know what I mean? And so they bring in a kid, and they did that in Married to Children, but it was like a cousin of the family, and he was basically just like a problem child. And then they got rid of him. I think after a season, they got rid of him.
You know why, right?
No one liked him?
Nah, it's some real stuff. The reason why they was gonna have another kid was, Peggy really was pregnant. So they said, all right, we're going to incorporate it in the show. And what happened, God bless, was passed, but she lost her child. She had a miscarriage. So they didn't feel comfortable carrying the show over like that. So what they did was they said, all right, they made it seem like a dream. And then Seven just showed up. And that's how they did that, like to kind of brush it off. It was some real weird thing with that. And that was kind of like the way to do it without kind of making her, you know what I mean, like go through the prep, like go through it on the show. And yeah, that's how they kind of like wrote him off. And I don't think anyone really too cared for him anyway.
No one likes Seven. No one likes Seven on that show. So that's definitely something that I mean, if they did a reboot, bring back everybody. But just the Bundy dog, how many times is he replaced? Yeah, I know. And then they make fun of that too.
Yeah. Real quick question though. Do you think, which one would you bring back? Would you bring back Marcy Darcy or Mr. Rhodes?
Oh man, I always like Steve. You know, I always like Steve. I thought because it's like he tried. You know, and Marcy just emasculated the hell out of him. So to have him come back and just to like, but I want to see Steve come back as like this massive epic alpha Chad. You know, like he moved away from Marcy. He got his shit together. He like worked out. He beefed up, and he's just like in his 70s, but he's just slaying his way through like newly minted legal age 18-year-old. Yeah, I want to see this guy look like a modern age Richard fucking Branson. You know what I mean? That's like Silver Fox all the way, and just like he's just making it rain money on these women. I just think that
would work.
That would be such a thing. That would be so funny. And again, I know RJ and Sag, you're like, what the hell is this? You've got to see Married to Children.
I grew up on Married with Children. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I grew up with it, so I know. I've been following Katie Seagal. Yeah, I know all about it. I'm just letting y'all talk because it's like, not now, so I can really add to it.
Yeah, hold on. Do you put your pants? Right? I don't put my hands in my pants like Al Bundy, but
he puts his hand in his pants though.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but it's no. What I do is not when I'm on my couch, but like if I'm looking to like, you know, yeah, like sometimes when I go to sleep, I'll tuck my hand like in my waistband, I guess, like just right there, not sexual or nothing like that. But it does offer up easy access just in case I get frisky. So you know how it is, right? You gotta give yourself the moment, right?
You gotta respect the guy that had the infamous quote, "It's okay to call Hooters, knockers, and sometimes snack trays."
It's great stuff, man. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming on, buddy. We'll talk again soon, all right?
That's a whole fat, my bro. Take care.
I'll see you later, man. Thank you so much. All right. Always a great time to have Novan. Appreciate it. I was here. He bailed. I was going to bring him in after the convo. But you know what?
He got scared.
He got scared. Why did he get scared? Because
you probably just you took a long time.
Well, that's okay. It's not wrong. It's not a bad thing to take a long time, Saggy.
Says you. I got stuff to do.
All right. You know what? I mean, a lot of people, they treat masturbation like they're trying to brush their teeth, like that kind of just get in, get out sort of thing. Anyway, all right. So Mike here says, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington. It belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican. It belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone. Do you guys, you know what that's from?
Mm-mm.
Y'all fucking sadden me, I swear to God. It's from BioShock.
I didn't play BioShock.
You missing the hell out?
You ever played BioShock?
First of all, I don't know why you're talking because you didn't say you knew where that was from either. So I don't want to hear your fake Greek girl mess. Okay.
Why'd you call me a fake geek girl?
Because he said, "Does either of you guys know what that's from?" And then neither of us said anything. And he's like, "It's from BioShock." And I'm like, "I didn't play BioShock." And you're like, oh, "You didn't play BioShock?" And it's like, "But you also didn't know that was from BioShock." So I don't want to hear it, RJ.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue. Whatever at this point. It's like almost
Mic
2
drop.
in the morning.
Mic drop.
There we go. There we go on that one here. All right, real quick before I get to the next, I'll get to Benji next. Ryan here with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Ryan, so much, man. Saying here, in North Bend and Snoqualmie, they have a train that goes through both towns. They recently did a Thomas the Tank Engine theme this year and figured you could take your kids to that if you had the time. Yeah, we're looking to get out of town this summer. We went up to Port Townsend the other day. That was a lot of fun. That's up on the peninsula of Washington, and it's a nice little quaint town. And so, going up to Snoqualmie is nice. My dad used to live in Snoqualmie and work at Snoqualmie Falls, but this is before all the people moved to Seattle. So when I was a kid, Snoqualmie Falls was like a dirt town. You know what I mean? It was there was nothing there. And then now it's literally just, it's a suburb of Seattle, and it's like 15, 20 miles away from Seattle. It's like a suburb of Seattle. And like, there's no way any average person can afford to live there. But the falls are still gorgeous. And so I'll have to take a look at that one. But all right. So, we are going to, just cause, I called him back real quick. Hold on, Benji. Enosh here. What's going on?
So
Why'd you?
I don't know. Like you left and then you came back and I don't know.
Something went wrong. StreamYard crashed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't leave. It just.
You came back looking heated though. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? You sus? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I was just looking to get. I was making sure that I had a tube of cookie dough ready because I saw Saggy over here.
I thought you were gonna say because Space Jam just dropped on HBO Max.
It actually
did
just dropped just now, 6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Not watch
Saggy,
that.
stop. Saggy, stop. No.
I'm gonna watch
awesome,
it in the morning.
That's awesome, Saggy.
That's not awesome. It's desecrating the artwork I got commissioned.
Oh, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Wow.
I don't understand the Stinks Pinks though.
I don't either.
Is that like a 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink?
It's like the Stinky Pinky.
It's Stinky Pinky. Stink Pinks.
Oh my god.
It's some Among Us meme or something. I don't know.
Among Us is about stabbing people in the back, not putting your pinky in their butt.
Oh god.
What's up? Oh,
that was an accident.
Another brick in the wall.
Eddie here says he's watching. He's gonna go watch Space Jam. Let me know how your soul feels dying in real time.
Right.
What happens if Space Jam becomes the first $1 billion movie post pandemic?
Shut up, RJ.
Won't
shut
happen.
up, RJ. Just shut up, RJ. I swear to God, RJ, I will come and beat you with this kryptonite stick if that happens. Because you cursed it for that mess.
Lord Slug here says, I expect a video tomorrow saying I was wrong about Space Jam 2. Do I look and sound like Andy Signore? No.
Yeah, that's not a joke, by the way. He did that with the Loki finale. Apparently got super drunk and was ranting and raving about it, and then he got ratioed, and then he deleted and made a new review saying, "Oh, I was wrong, guys. I understand why it's good now."
Oh, jeez.
Yvonne here says, I just watched and liked Gunpowder Milkshake. Yeah, I was going to watch that tonight, but I went out driving instead.
I'm just glad I had a shirt on when I did that by accident.
I gotta watch also effing freaking Fear Street Part 3, and I didn't watch Part 1 or Part 2 yet, so I got a lot of homework to do this weekend. So let's see here. Hold on here. Scout Brian says I don't trust Andy's post about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he has. He does scoops now for Fandom Wire.
Nobody.
No,
cares.
he's not with Fandom Wire though anymore, as far as I know.
No, he wrote a new article for them. He wrote a
whatever. His scoop about the Snyder Cut not happening literally weeks before it was announced. All right, that blew up in his face.
Well, his scoop for Fantastic Four is that they're not going to cast John Krasinski or Emily Blunt. They're going to cast a multi-racial family, like different ethnicities for the actors.
Well, I mean, I don't see John Krasinski or Emily Blunt doing it at this point.
Yeah, he's saying Marvel doesn't want to cast an all-white Fantastic Four.
Well, what the thing is, who else said the same thing is Nerderotic. So,
Yeah, because they won't feel like a family or something, or whatever he was going on about.
I know. They're all, can we just say the masks are coming off? All right. People who get mad about that, the masks are coming off. So didn't they already try that? Zentek here says, didn't they already try that with the Trank movie? They did.
Yes, but the thing only with Johnny Storm. But I think Andy said if Johnny is black, for example, they're gonna make Sue black as well. Or if Reed is black, then they might cast Sue as a Hispanic.
Well, Nathaniel Richards is Kang is a distant relative of Reed, and granted, a few millennia. away from it. So it's like, they might cast a black man as Reed Richards.
Maybe.
That would be that would be something. That, I mean, the salt would flow from that, and that's going to be a wild thing. Okay, real quick, I do want to get to. We have 2 more people to get to in the damn chat. That I don't want to leave hanging here. H Bart's here, $5, man. Thank you. Says Gunpowder Milkshake was epic. Also, Enosh, real Elmo wants to throw a puppet at you. You two can discuss this Saturday.
Oh,
What is that? Like he wants to hit me with a puppet, or
sounds kinky.
he wants to give me a puppet?
It's
I don't.
Maybe
he's
going to get you. Maybe he's going to give you a puppet that you can use in the Poindexter Lounge.
That's
Elmo?
hot.
That is hot. That is hot.
Sasha will love it.
Sasha will love it. We just had a little exchange with Elmo and Sasha over at Zod Riders. Stuff got a little weird over there because apparently he's trying to hit 1,000 subs, and now we really want to see him hit 1,000 subs because he's got a new co-host, Sonia, who is apparently going to choke him out at 1,000 subs.
What?
That sounds more like a sexual gratification thing versus.
That's what I said.
I know.
Wait, it gets better.
Oh, no, it gets better. It gets better because at 2,000 subs, was it 2,000 subs?
Yeah, it was 2,000.
Okay, so at 1,000 subs, she's going to go over, she's going to choke him out, and his safe word is Arizona.
That's very random.
Can't make this stuff up, folks.
Yep, and then the second part.
And then the second part is, it started as one thing, but I think we turned it into something else.
Maybe
saggy.
No,
because,
I think this was always the intention. We just brought it out more.
Because what I picked up when I first heard him say was that he was going to draw a portrait of her with cookie dough. But what ended up coming out of it was that he was going to paint her with cookie dough.
No, that was always what he said. That was what he said.
Oh, so the cookie dough was always going on her.
So,
yes.
Wait, hold on.
Then he started talking about eating the cookie dough, and then we got into a whole cookie dough thing. And I have the most amazing clip now of this woman right here saying that can I just play it for you? Oh my God. It's like the most amazing clip that I've ever had. I think of anyone catching them.
Get that set up. I have a couple super chats to answer real quick. Sure. Here. Although real quick here, Rational Skeptic does say anyone else live in LA or New York want test screenings to apparently the Batman. Let him know. Fourth here for $5. Thank you, sir. Says if Space Jam hits 1 billion, Warner Brothers will relegate all Justice League 2 and 3 would be funds to create the Space Jam verse.
Oh, Enosh is gonna love that.
If Space Jam hits 1 billion, like I'll drink my own piss. All right, like you know what, unfiltered, right out the tap, just like.
Yeah, I know.
Clip it to remind him.
I know Sadie's doing a review of Space Jam tomorrow on her channel.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, I totally forgot that I have to go and do the family. Well, we're doing pictures of the kids tomorrow morning.
Do I have to?
Yeah, we can watch it together and then we'll do a review.
Yeah, Music Man here. I completely agree. No Elmo, please. I'll give you Kraken money. There we go. And then also Rational Skeptic here asks RJ, are you excited for your test screening?
I signed up on the website he gave me and I put in zip codes to like multiple cities and I cannot find anything, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So I got to edit this down, but this is basically when we were talking about the cookie dough and like where the cookie dough was going and how the cookie dough was going. This one, Saggy over here chimes in and says this.
Do you like cookie dough?
Yes, and I don't want it painted on my body. I want it in my stomach. I want it in me, not on me.
Whoa, hey now. Hold on. That's so getting slut.
She wants it in her, not she wants it in her, not on her. So
I stand by the statement.
So 9 months from now, little Saggy's going to be coming out.
It's gonna look like a cookie again. Look like a cookie.
It'll be
giving birth to a gingerbread boy.
Yeah. Hold on here. I did miss this one. Let's see. China Jam 2 starring Xi Jinping. China number one. By the way, if you ever go into a PUBG public chat room for PUBG or public lobby, you will generally hear that on PC all the time. China number one. Okay, and then I do want to get to this real quick. McLeod here says, speaking of masks off, have any of you ever heard of hard anti-SJW YouTuber, the Dave Cullen Show / Computing Forever?
He sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Isn't he Scottish? The Scottish guy.
He is.
It's not Scottish. It's crap.
He's Irish. He's Irish.
I'm sorry, Irish. Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second here. I will. I will. Actually, hold on. Crap. I want to show you this just to kind of laugh at this whole situation, because you mentioned Dave Cullen, and I want you to see probably one of the most like cursed images of all time. You guys probably won't laugh, but McLeod will probably laugh here. So do you see this right here?
That's you.
That is me in the center.
Oh, it's Shu.
There's Shu on head. There's Armored Skeptic. There's some black guy. There's Bunty King. There's Vernaculus. There is right there next to him is Wizard of Cause. There is Sargon of Akkad, and then there's Dave Cullen.
Which one's Dave Cullen?
The far right with the beard, with the Diesel A shirt.
Okay.
Now, is his name some black guy, or did you just say that?
No. Sorry, it's Derek. It's Derek. But he goes by some black guy.
Into this conversation.
No. I love Derek, dude. I love Derek. And then right here on the far left that you can't see anything more than a pair of glasses, that's actually Chris Raygun. If anyone here is a fan of Chris Raygun.
Oh, Chris Raygun. That's cool.
So I've known all of these people for a very, very long time.
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah,
I'll say this: I love Shu and Chris Raygun. Those two are great.
Chris is awesome. Shu is interesting. Armored Skeptic was not. I didn't like him too much, but whatever. And
we don't speak ill of Shu on head.
Oh,
I've known Shu on head since she had like less than 10,000 subs. She used to come on my live streams and hang out for like 6 hours. That's how long I've known Shu on head. So we were chill back in 2014, back with the early days of Gamergate.
I've heard her name before, but I don't really watch anything.
I mean, like, she still follows me on Twitter. I haven't really talked to her though in like 3 years, so it's not anything.
She don't like you.
Yeah, this was the event where Anita Sarkeesian lashed out at Boogie. That is true.
I remember that. That was an infamous story.
Yeah, I organized a hell of a thing because I'm the one who found out Anita was there, and then I'm the one that told everybody, and then a lot of people started showing up. That like Sargon flying from the UK over to Anaheim that week was pretty much because I said, hey, Cenk Uger's going to be there, Anna Kasparian's going to be there, Anita Sarkeesian's going to be there, and he's like, I'm on my way. VidCon 2017 was a great time. After that, it all went to shit. However, moving on from there. So yes, I do.
We're all
know,
drinking our own pee if that movie has a billion.
No, it's no.
No, just Matt Jarbo.
Hold on here, but I'll tell you, and I feel really bad because I don't want to leave people hanging, but I know William here is going to have an interesting take on this, and he's been wanting to come on in. So
take on what I came in at the end of it. What happened?
Okay. Well, I was just going to. You kept saying like I'm wrong, which I disagree with because I'm never wrong.
Yes, you are.
Is the Jarbo Wrongometer going to be like
the Jarbo Wrongometer? It explodes into flames. It uses the first 5 minutes of me listening to Jarbo's stream, so it doesn't work after 5 minutes. So, but now what was the take you were going to ask me about?
Oh, I thought you had one that was.
You said something at the beginning of your stream. I had to go back and do something. I just came back. I forgot what it was, but it was something about budgets and money and shows. With the upcoming merger, you can tell that they're going to start probably canceling shows that are higher budgets. Now, when you say that, you're talking about AT&T on their way out. Or are you talking about when Warner Discovery takes over? I'm
talking about like AT&T on their way out.
Oh, yeah, probably. So, it's going to be like when you evict somebody out of a nice house. They take all the faucets and all the copper out of the air conditioning units. I mean, they don't care what they leave behind. So that I can see. But as far as, I don't think anybody should care because a lot of this stuff is going to be reevaluated. And I think somebody brought up Lovecraft Company. As far as I know, even though they had ideas beyond the first book, I never heard that there was going to be a second season to begin with. When they brought up the word canceled, that wasn't a term that, because I didn't think there was going to be a.
No, the articles only said they weren't moving forward with a season 2.
Yeah, so people looked at it as like HBO Max canceling Lovecraft Country, when it's like, no, it had, from my understanding, a definitive ending, you know, and it was based on the book, and that's what they were going to do with it. But, you know, I mean, it's kind of like Watchmen, I think.
Well, Watchmen is Lindoff. That's all him. They want that show to continue. It's just he doesn't have a. He says he doesn't want to continue without having a story. He just wanted to continue for the sake of continuing.
Yeah. Well, what cracks me up about that is that like the Fandom Menace was trying to argue that like no one was watching Watchmen, and I'm like,
oh my goodness, oh,
like no, that was doing very well for HBO.
It was doing very well on a critical level with all the Emmys it won. It was a funny thing too because we did a promo for that where we were screening it every week, and the most hilarious, not a hilarious, kind of tragic thing about it is the very first time that about half of those people had heard of the Tulsa Massacre was that show.
Yeah,
and that stunned me, but I had to be like, okay, hey, at least now you know about it. But half those people were like, half the people were talking about it after the show, and the other half were looking at the other half like, you mean that was real? And even the character Lou Gossett played was based on a black marshal at Oklahoma, who was also the basis of the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger was based on a black lawman from the U.S. Marshal from Oklahoma. The reason why the Lone Ranger wears a mask is because back in the 20s when that character was created, they weren't going to allow a black hero in these stories. So it was a metaphor. The black mask was to hide the true identity of what the Lone Ranger truly was supposed to be because they couldn't get that past the censors back then.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yep. But that's all in Watchmen, too, because Lou Gossett's character is inspired by that. That show was great. I mean, you know, and these eras of only 8, 6, 7, 8, and 9 episodes for shows. I grew up in an era where 26 was the minimum that you had in the season, and now we're clamoring for 6-episode shows. It's kind of sad, man.
Well, you know, I follow a lot of screenwriters and showrunners on Twitter because I like to hear their chatter about the industry, and a lot of them hate the 6 to 8 episode seasons because like showrunners don't get a lot of time to flesh a lot of stuff out because they are still kind of bound by length. And they and it doesn't really give a lot of other writers or other assistant showrunners a lot of experience.
Yeah,
so
and I'm hoping with as things go forward, because like I said, these budgets are going to even out, and the streaming era, and that's why that's probably what the wrong meter popped off at is I disagree with you with how these budgets are going to be consolidated going forward for both movies and shows because of the legacy deals that are involved in syndications. Once you greenlight these deals, you have long-term deals in place where the people who will finance these things will get their money back plus some. So really, it's not Zaslav's money or Discovery's money per se. It's it's being financed, and those people are going to come out on the top end when these things are over. Say if you have a hit show and it goes a certain amount of seasons, you go on the syndication rights, and then if it goes even further, like Star Trek, you go on the multiple syndication rights where you have you're in syndication on several networks. So these guys are going to be locked in for good money for quite a while. So that would affect the decision making on as far as like the budgets of shows. Whereas before if it was just a company spending the money, yeah, they're going to be very apprehensive because it wouldn't justify it. But when it's not your money outright, and those people are getting guarantees down the line. I could see these big budget shows continue.
Well, but the thing with that is, though, again, a lot of the writers are complaining now about these streaming shows not paying royalties. And that is something that is going to be coming up as well. So, because that's going to be the next writer's strike. That's going to be the next strike. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. But what I'm also talking about here is like when you think about like, let's say, for example, Tomorrow War, right? So Tomorrow War had a pretty decent budget to it. And they sold it to, Amazon for $200 million. And the reason why they sold it was because they got cold feet about the pandemic because they wanted to release it on Christmas last year. And the investors just wanted their money back. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see with some of these movies. But these TV shows that are paid for through Warner Brothers Productions, as a lot of these shows are paid through Warner Brothers Productions, then that's going to be, again, the more expensive ones are going to be on the chopping block more often. Again, like I've been saying, and I don't know if you'll agree or disagree, but I've been saying that if you look at the where some of the more popular shows are going, we are kind of moving back from the superhero genre outside of Disney Plus is what I should say. But fantasy, high fantasy is going to be the next wave, I think. That's what's going to usher in. Look at Lord of the Rings over at Amazon. You've got Wheel of Time at Amazon.
Well, you got House of the Dragon, I mean, coming up.
Yeah, well, no, and again, there's 18. That's what I was trying to tell RJ earlier is, what they're going to focus on going forward at HBO Max, and this is going to be Casey Bloys, is they want more Game of Thrones because they lost like a solid majority of their male demographic after Game of Thrones ended. And
I think House of the Dragon will be pretty big.
That's going to be huge.
Though, because they should have been planning. While Game of Thrones is in its 6th season, they really should have had 2 other Game of Thrones shows ready to go within 18 months after the last episode of Game of Thrones. I think that the problem with HBO Max is not its viability; it's its poor planning. They had too many people who had too many different agendas that weren't streaming people. They wanted results, but they didn't put the people in place, or they didn't support the right people. And they had a poor rollout and poor planning, and they didn't look any further than their nose, and that's why they're running into some of these. Like, there's no excuse not to have Game of Thrones shows ready when you know how.
I think they held off because of the reaction to the series finale of the last season of the show. I think the fact that George R.R. Martin threw Dan and Dave under the bus, and effectively the last season of the show under the bus, and just kind of washed his hands from it. But then HBO came back and re-upped that deal with him for like what was like it was a solid deal that they re-upped with him.
Yeah, he took that money.
He took that money, and I'm not knocking the guy for taking the money.
It's a business decision. It was the right decision to make.
But I still think maybe it's just me being like protective to an extent over Dan and Dave. I don't know why I feel like they got hit with so much crap that they did not deserve, in my opinion.
Well, they deserved it for those last episode and a half. Here's a problem: you can disagree or agree with the way things ended. If you watch the show, and this is more to their credit than theirs, saying they produced and did things at a consistent level that you grew to expect for that show. They did not live up to their own quality.
But that is also George R.R. Martin's fault. And I'm sorry, like I will not hear, because here's the thing with that is he wrote the books, right? They had the first 4 books. That was the first 4 seasons, and they did a great job adapting them because they had excellent source material to pull from. George R.R. Martin, for literal years, was asked, when's Winds of Winter? When's Winds of Winter? He's like, oh, it's coming. I remember him on, I think it was like Colbert or something like that. He had made a comment about like, or maybe it wasn't Colbert, but it was one of those late night shows. And he said, well, like I can't see.
It was on Conan.
It was on Conan where he's like, I can't see the train, on the horizon, but I can feel the rumbling of the tracks. And he was, inferring that it's getting close to when, the show and the books they're going to hit that breaking point. And he still never finished it. And here it is still 2 years past the release of that finale. And he still hasn't finished it, but he signed on to do more projects with HBO. Like, come on.
Here's my problem with that though. It's their show at this point. It's their show. And I understand the books are based on what he did. And they did a good job the first 4 years, but the show went on after certain content. It was at some point, it's their show. They have to craft it.
And I don't disagree. But I think they get a lot of unfair crap from people because like they're adapting something that was very well done and they had good source material to pull from and they were able to build it up. And then from there, they were like, okay, now we have to, we pulled in George. He told us what's going to happen. So now they're adapting what he said and they're trying to make it work. And I do think they should have expanded the final seasons. I agree. But I also feel like they weren't as bad as everyone was trying to make them out to be. And there became a weaponized hate campaign against that show.
It got Star Wars like. And here's the thing, though. Overall, it was a great series, and they should not have hesitated. I understand why people would say, oh, because a lot of the backlash that happened after season 8. But if you look at the show as a whole, there's not one person. And I sat there in my place with 80 people watching this show. They were all disappointed in the way it ended. But not one of those people would have not taken that bone. If I'd have said, hey, before you leave, everybody raise their hand. If we could get more Game of Thrones in some way, shape, or form next season or next year, would you take it? Every single one of those people would have eaten the meat off that bone. It was that good of a show overall.
No, total. I completely agree with you. But hey, man, I'm going to let you go because you got to get through the last couple of people that are here.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on.
But thanks for coming on, William. I like
See you,
talking to
William.
you, even
Bye,
though we
William.
disagree. I
Love
still like you quite a
Bye.
bit. Thank you very
Love
much.
you, William.
See you later.
All right, real quick here. I just want to answer McLeod, a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Says Cullen has become such a weapons grade conspiracy theorist / anti-vaxxer pseudo intellectual that hates everything that's woke in pop culture, even though a lot of what we love in pop culture has always been woke. Well, that's the thing is I'll tell you this about Dave. When I met Dave, we hung out for those days. Dave was an exceptionally nice person, a very, very, very nice person. And I enjoyed my time with him immensely. But then at the same time, his mom was sick and his mom passed away not long after. And it wasn't until after his mom passed away where he started really getting into the conspiracy theory stuff that he was doing, the pseudo-intellectual stuff he was doing. And he was just pushing and pushing and pushing. And a lot of people who were friends with him have all kind of said it's like the death of his mom, he never got over it because it was weighing on him for a while leading up to that. And it really impacted him. And I think he isolated himself and he went down that rabbit hole. And I haven't watched a Dave Cullen video in a very, very, very long time. And I always feel really bad because like, he's not, I've hung out with him. We've gotten drunk together. He is a very sweet, very nice man. I don't know what happened. And I feel bad about that because I very much enjoyed our time together. I just don't. Huh?
What?
I kissed him?
Yeah. Kissed him, made out, hugged a little, cuddled on the couch, watched the movie.
You know what I mean? He was very soft spoken.
You know, listen, what happens at VidCon stays at
VidCon. God, I wish.
Oh boy.
And then, I have people already ask me, you gonna go to VidCon this year? Like, no, I'm not gonna go this year.
They still do VidCon?
Yeah, it's coming out in October. Ryan Hartwell asks, have you guys seen the Turning Red teaser yet? I haven't.
It's a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but what I'm waiting for is everyone to say that it's a gay allegory.
Well, no, it's about
it's about anxiety. It's about anxiety.
Yeah.
But then again, Luca was about two boys being friends, and everyone out there,
Well, some people looked at it as like a queer coded story.
And you're telling me that like a young girl who's come on, no, there people need to like ease up on that shit.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm not going to VidCon. I'm not going to ever go to a VidCon until I get invited to be a guest at VidCon.
Well, I mean, all things considered, that could happen. They do invite a multitude of people. It's just not worth the price for me to go because like when I go, I have to get like the creator badge so I can get access to like the YouTube, like to the mid-level. And then like when I went last time, I got into the YouTube creator space, which was actually really cool. Like their private stuff was really awesome. Fully catered, by the way, like hell yeah. And I got to go to the YouTube party, which is fully catered and nothing but booze everywhere. But I felt so out of place there, because like none of my closer friends were there. So I was just kind of walking around and I ran into people like Elvis the Alien that I know and a few other people. And we chit chatted for a few, but it just kind of felt really awkward. And I ended up just leaving and going and hanging out with my friends. That's the best part of VidCon. But like the actual convention itself, to quote Jody's Corner, is trash. I'll put it to you like this. They brought in, the last time I was there, 2019, they brought in an Axe body spray semi truck, like it was a trailer, and they set up a Fortnite tournament, an Axe body spray Fortnite tournament at VidCon.
There you go, Saggy. That's for you right there.
Why is that for me?
Because you were playing Fortnite lately, so there you go.
Because you're into some weird stuff.
You're into weird stuff. I don't want to hear Elmo.
I haven't said anything as Elmo, but I mean,
yeah,
you got it on the brain. It did something to you. It changed you inside.
Yeah, it traumatized me. It traumatized me and Matt Jarbo. Matt Jarbo
traumatized me pretty bad. Yeah, I just wanted it to end
deep inside.
Yes.
So
deep inside.
Deep inside.
Jesus Christ, you guys, come on. But all right, I think on that note, I'm
gonna feel it out the other side.
Oh my God. So there are still two people in the back that I want to get to. So
that's what she said.
Stinky Pinky.
Stinks pinks.
Stop.
Stinks pinks. Stinks Pinks.
Put that on a t-shirt. Stinks Pinks.
Still 2 people back there. Better take care of them.
Fourth Year says, because you stank while playing Fortnite. No, I haven't played Fortnite in a while. I haven't played it since I installed it on my Nintendo Switch.
I just played it I played it for the first time a few days ago.
Did you play it on the Amico, Saggy? Was it on the Amico?
I'm slap you. You're gonna get slapped.
Did you play it on the Amico?
Did you play it on the Amico? You're funny. You're funny. You're a funny person. What do you think of the Steam Deck?
Oh my, you know what? I'll tell you this. Here's my thing about the Steam Deck. You know, if I can get a micro SD card that has like, I don't know, a terabyte on there, and yet they want to sell me a 64 gigabyte hard drive Steam Deck for $400 or a 512 gigabyte for like $650, eat my ass.
Here's the thing: the storage is like the only issue. Otherwise, it looks amazing.
Oh no! I watched the video of it today. I saw this great meme of it was Andy from Toy Story 1 when he's like, oh no, Toy Story 2 when he's like, when Woody's broken and he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. The meme was dropping the Switch and holding the Steam Deck in the other hand. But I'll tell you the other thing that screwed me up too. The Steam Deck screwed me up because I have an Elgato Stream Deck. And so I thought that it was just a typo that was trending because it's a bit confusing. But the Stream Deck, I mean, like, that, you know, I've got some Steam games. I don't play much anymore. And like, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind booting up Hatred again.
Nobody plays Hatred. Nobody cares.
I was the first person to stream that at overall. Like the night it came out, I was streaming it because Twitch had banned it, and I didn't want to risk my YouTube channel. So I was over on hitbox.tv and I streamed it to about 800 people. And I was terrible at it. I didn't realize that homeless people, when you killed them, they were health packs. That's how messed up that game is. Yeah, like I'm like going through the sewers, gunning down homeless people, and I'm like, oh, they're health packs. Oh, that's terrible.
So about those people in the back.
Speaking of Nintendo, look at that. Look at that.
Speaking of people in the back, I already derailed him enough.
Yeah.
Stop it, RJ.
Yeah. There we go.
Dun, 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 dun,
It's a me, Enosh.
It's a me.
Now, Ray here says, if I'm paying $600 to play PC games, it's going towards an actual gaming desktop. You may want to hold off
Ray
right now.
has a good point with that, though, I will say.
Right, but here's the thing. It's a $600. I thought the thing was going to cost more. $600 for 512 gigabytes for a handheld device, and it's basically a handheld PC. I think it's like, I get it, but it's like, it's kind of cool. You know, it's not the worst thing that could come out, but you know, $600 for 512 gigabytes seems kind of cool.
I mean, I don't know. It really depends on like what I'm going to be able to play, like, and how long I'm going to be able to play it. I don't know what is this.
That's a boomer moment right there.
Not only that, if Jarbo's avatar picture was a little lower.
I don't know.
It didn't let me crop it.
You guys are weird.
Weird.
But all right, I think
crop it.
I appreciate whatever the hell this is.
Screw this.
Okay.
I tried.
Now Zentech here makes an interesting point. Can someone please tell me why the Amico is so good? It just seems like I'd be playing HD remakes I could buy on Steam.
There you go.
But they wouldn't be M-rated.
See, here's the thing. It's not like it. I like it. I think it's good. It's for families. It's mainly catered to families and non-gamers. The thing is that if you like your Steam, you like your PC gaming, then play your PC gaming. If you don't want to spend money to buy a console that's not for you, then just don't buy it.
But that's not selling me on a product.
Here's my thing, Jarbo. You have kids, right? Right? So
yes.
Do your kids play games with you?
No, they're 3 and they're 2.
Oh, guess what? They're 3 and 2. when they get to 5 or 6 and they start getting used to, do they play with your phones? Well, no, they're too young to play with your phones. But when they get to the age where they play games on your phone, that's like a thing. Like, you can get them the Miko. You could play these games with your kids. They're already playing phone games as it is, but they could play this with mommy and daddy. And on top of that, it's like I said, it's a family console. It's for non-gamers. Like, if you have a wife or a girlfriend who's not into games and you want to have her play a game with you, but she's not going to play the games you play, you can play a game that's simple for her. Because what most people do is they play games on their phones, right? The controller is modeled after kind of like a phone. So it's more comfortable and more appealing to people who aren't gamers, who are intimidated by the Switch controller or PlayStation controller.
Zentek here says, can't you just buy a Switch for that? Isn't that, I mean, that's kind of what a Switch is.
But here, is it though? Is the Switch controller modeled after a phone to make it more comfortable? I'm a hardcore gamer, and I don't like
can turn the Joy-Con on its side, and it's modeled like an old NES controller.
Again,
so
gamers nowadays, like non-gamers, like moms and grandparents, are more comfortable playing on their smartphones. They are used to holding their phones. So the Miko controller is like a phone. It's more appealing and comfortable for them. So yeah, if you could play the Switch with your family if you want to Switch. But for me, I'm a hardcore gamer. I don't like the Switch. I don't like the Switch controllers. There's not enough games on there that's interesting.
Have you gotten the professional controller?
Why do I have to buy another controller though? Why do I have to buy another?
Why do you have to buy another console that's the same price as buying a Switch?
But here's
with less games, with fewer games.
Doesn't have fewer. There's a lot of games on it.
On the Amico?
Yeah.
But I mean, are you going to get Skyrim? Are you going to get The Witcher? Are you going to get, like Mario Odyssey?
Are your kids going to play The Witcher? Are your kids going to play Mario?
I would hope so. I would hope my 3-year-old is like, I want to be Geralt of Rivia and dives in on that game.
Here's my thing. No. I've worked at a GameStop, right? And the majority of the customers that come in, are parents buying games for their kids. And they will literally buy. I had a lady come in, I'm buying this for my 10-year-old. Grand Theft Auto. You're buying Grand Theft Auto for your 10-year-old?
But all the friends are playing. I know. I used to work at GameStop too.
But yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like one of those things where I like the concept of Amico because it's a safe console. It's a console that parents who have very young kids don't have to worry about monitoring what they're playing.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to
games on that back.
I'm going to get an Amico and I'm going to hack it to play Custer's Revenge.
No, why would you do that? You're horrible.
Because nothing is safe, RJ. Nothing is safe. Here's the thing. Someone's going to hack it and they're just going to find a way to stream Pornhub to it. So it can't, you can't hide behind this whole idea. And I would say this to Tommy, even myself, you can't hide behind the concept of playing it safe. That is ridiculous. I'm not saying that needs to be your goal to have dicks and titties all over every game. Not at all.
It's catered to families though. It's catered to families.
It's catered to families. Families it's not, come on. Even I talked to Max and Max is like, oh, I loved it. But I just want to, bring it to my friend's house to play couch co-op. Dude, we have games for that.
Right,
why would I want to spend $300 plus sales tax?
Because if you have kids or a wife and they're not into gaming and you want to get them to play games with you, that's something you can do. And not like that, I like the fact that it's not online capabilities. There's no online play. Do you know why? Because what is the biggest problem with parents and their kids? Their kids getting access to their credit cards and spending hundreds of dollars on V-Bucks or spending hundreds of dollars on in-game purchases. You don't get that on the Miko.
That sounds like a parenting problem more than anything else.
Cool. But at the same time, now the parents have an option where they don't have to worry about that.
But they could also just hide their credit card better.
Kids always find a way. Come on.
I was notorious for stealing smokes off my parents.
I think I like it because you know how when you have Thanksgiving or you have a family get together, instead of pulling out a board game to play, you can play the Amico.
Yeah, I have a Wii for that.
I don't have a Wii though. I never got a Wii.
Right. By the way,
you don't have a Wii?
I never. The last Nintendo console I owned before I got a Switch was the GameCube.
Yeah, you know how young he is, right? By the way, Zentek, to answer your other question, it's not just the controller that's the selling point. There's also other features with it that they do, which is kind of cool. If you have a game, say I have a game that Matt Jarbo have an Amico. right? And I want to play a certain game that Matt Jarbo doesn't have. I could just take my controller, not the system, just take my controller, go over to Matt Jarbo's house, sync my controller to his Miko, and now he can play this game with me. And when I leave, the game comes with me, and then Matt Jarbo will have an option to be like, well, I tested this game. I like it. I'm going to buy it and play it with my family at home. That's an
pretty
also cool feature. Right. That's
that is,
a cool
you know,
feature.
you know what would streamline that process? Internet connection.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, it doesn't want it. They don't want to do it online.
Well, here's another problem with that. Here's another thing with that too. How do you update the software? Because you're going to have to update the software as time goes on.
It does connect to online, but it doesn't have online play.
Oh, so it does connect to the internet.
Yes, it does connect to the internet, but
Okay.
it doesn't have online
Okay.
play.
I mean, I'm not saying, I want to look, if it pops up at a Best Buy or he comes out to Washington with it, I could go and I'll go and I do want to see what the whole thing is about. I'm not like,
How far are you from Massachusetts?
I live in Washington.
Oh, so you are all the way out there. I don't know where he lives.
Like
He mentions it all the time. So.
I live by Seattle. You know what I mean? Like, it's what am I going to do? Go to Massachusetts?
Why not? Come to Massachusetts. We can hang out. I'll
So
buy
we
you
go
bubble tea.
we go down to the bar in a car.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
out
buy you
there.
bubble tea. I'll buy you some bubble tea.
Buy
and
me
some
a
sushi.
bubble tea.
Where's Ben
I'll buy you-
Affleck?
Yeah, come to Matt. Well, we're working on doing an event. Hopefully, we can get him to come out here, and then we'll do SAGgy.
Okay, hold on. So, but I mean, in order to facilitate me going to Massachusetts, I have to probably crowdfund that because everything. So, if you guys want me to go to Massachusetts, we might be able to figure something out with that. But I don't know. I could just.
How much
I
you
don't,
need? Like $2?
$2. Yeah. This is what am I taking, a Greyhound? Like.
Good. Be long trip,
No,
but you can take it.
I've gone from San Diego to Houston on a Greyhound. That was enough.
Centec, are you not subscribed to me? If you want to know about the Miko, I have tons of videos about it.
I haven't
I just
seen.
want-
You know,
I just
I'm
want-
subbed to you, but I haven't seen any of your videos on the Amico. So I
Well,
need
it's
to
mostly
go.
about
and
the
get to-
Miko.
She had a rant today against Pat and Ian.
I did see that. I saw that thumbnail. Yeah, like they're punks or whatever. I saw that. Yeah. But okay. I think at this time I have more people to bring on. I don't leave anyone hanging because I've left them hanging long enough. So let's just bring in real quick here, Rodney and Benji. I know it's not fair because you guys don't get to do the one-on-one stuff, but I don't want you guys to feel like you're left out. Let's go.
Do we
Let's
both have the
fucking go.
Same thing, Rodney. Are we both wanting to talk about the Batman? I think we are. Right?
Not the Batman. No, I was actually going to ask
Okay.
Jarbo, like, what's your okay? So you always mention about how Zaslav's coming in to lower the budgets on a lot of the stuff. What good quality show out there has a cheap budget nowadays?
Well, I mean, if you look at like Zaslav and narrative, I'm talking mostly about narrative content, and Discovery doesn't run narrative content. You know, if you look at what they have is just, you know, cheap reality TV. Most of it has to do with either, you know, informative murder porn over there on ID Plus, which is my jam, by the way. I love that stuff. Or you have like whatever Discovery TLC. TLC is not even the learning channel anymore.
They have a 90-day fiance universe at this point.
Yeah. Isn't that the one where like Big Steve comes from, that guy with like no neck, you know?
Oh,
like, I just see.
Yes,
is it Big Ed? It's Big Ed. Okay,
Yeah,
I've
Big
seen
Ed.
I've seen like the memes of that guy, and I'm like, oh, is that real? And then
Some
like,
of that 90-day fiance stuff's hilarious. Like, it's so cringe.
It
but
is
it's kind of
funny,
like
though.
fascinating to watch.
it's I just can't get over this young Enosh, old Enosh shit on the right hand side over here.
I know. It's like I'm very disturbed right now.
I think my take on it essentially is this: Zaslav wants to, you know, he says he wants to invest $20 billion into content. But he also is going to want to find a way. They're going to have to merge HBO Max and Discovery Plus because that's how they're just going to have to do it. And then keeping all that content, all that cheap content going is going to be one thing, but then still they're going to have to pick their projects because they're going to have to, you know, they're going to have to be very strategic on these things. And I think like they're going to start cutting budgets for a while because they keep in mind when AT&T was like announcing HBO Max, the first big project they announced was the Snyder Cut, $70 million investment. And that's awesome that we got that. But then since then, they haven't really done a lot of DC related content. You know, they didn't hit the ground running on that, and they should have. And I'm hoping that maybe I'm wrong and that Zaslav very much wants to focus on DC. But like I was telling William, I think it's going to be more Game of Thrones because the competition is going into high fantasy mode, and they're going to have to compete with that. You know, because here's the thing: like DC will not be able to compete with the Marvel shows. Period. Because they're not going to
think so. I mean, I mean, at this point, Marvel can sit there and announce a movie with one of the characters reading a phone book, and it's going to make them a bunch of money.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I guess I can't, especially with a comic book show, I can't see how it can be a cheaper budget.
No, those are going to won't be able to have cheaper budgets. Like that's what I mean by that is like shows like Lovecraft Country, which was expensive to make and did well, was also meant to be a limited thing. And again, Swamp Thing, that, you know, the way that somebody screwed up in regards to
hopefully they're fired.
The filing of the tax incentive paperwork, you know, that cost them a lot of money. There's issues there that they got to pay attention to. I want them to figure out a way to make it all work, but I do think we're going to start seeing a slowdown on a lot of the content while they figure out what to do with the movies and the world going forward, because there is a lot that is going to ride on the Flash and Black Adam and the Batman. You know, like there's a lot that's going to ride on those movies. I think they're going to have to figure out a way.
Obviously, half of the DC shows are going to get cut or postponed into the far, far future. The question though is like, what shows are most likely? For me, I think Gotham PD is one of those shows that might get canceled so that they can do 2 or 3 more Batman films. Like, I think that one, because it's an add-on show for HBO Max, they might cut that one. And there's a couple more that they've talked about that I feel like they're going to cut. They're obviously not going to cut stuff like Peacemaker because they're already deep into that. But there's clearly ones that if they had to loosen the budget, there's clearly some shows they want to develop that they might just stop developing at this point.
I don't think Gotham PD is going to be canceled, and because it's going to, you know, I don't think it's going to be a procedural, but you know what, it's going to rely on special effects, but still they'll be able to, you know, they want to have it run parallel to the Batman, and the Batman is going to be where they want to clearly focus their new Batman trilogy of films on theaters, and then have, you know, the stuff on HBO Max. Because look, Warner's would be dumb if they don't look at how Marvel has done this year, the first half of this year, and been like, we need to copy that. You can have
the output's been insane. It's just like every single month there's something that like trends, like every night it comes out and just like dominates social media conversation and viewership.
Well, it has been, but there has been that pandemic that canceled everything for a year, and now they just have everything just stacked up. And so, I mean, I think the pandemic helped Marvel in that aspect, to where each and every single month they can just kind of keep the line rolling every single month at this point for the rest of the year.
Well, and that's the thing too, but then next year is also going to have a massive output with not only Disney Plus shows, but the movies. There's like 4 movies next year as well, 5 if you count Mobius. And now with the and there's even what we have for the rest of the year: Shang-Chi, Venom 2, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, that's 5 if you count Black Widow. And now that the multiverse is open, you can kind of count Venom in that as well. Considering that Feige did mention that the other day. So there is a lot happening with like the multiverse. And I know DC has announced it first and they wanna hit it. I'm hoping they nail it. I'm hoping I'm wrong and they knock it out of the park. But it's like still without a steady hand guiding the process, I do get a little bit paranoid.
Well, they've had a really bad track record in the past already. Just, you know, the DCEU hasn't done as well as the MCU, obviously. So I think that in any project, everyone goes in with a little bit of hesitation, you know? Like, clearly, Marvel knows what they're doing, and when they hit the multiverse, they'll do it really well. But we never know with the DC doing Flashpoint or fake Flashpoint, you know, they don't want to call it Flashpoint. But I don't know. I'm still unsure about the movie. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I like the cast, but they've shown that they have had a hard time doing much more like simpler storylines. So this one's might be really hard for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I will have to wait and see. I mean, all we can do is speculate. I know that my opinion on it is harsh to some people, and they think that, like, you know, I'm just a hater. I get told that all the time. But it's no, I really want to see
you're
what they
not
do.
a hater? I thought you were
I'm not a hater. I watch all this. Well, I watch the movies. You know,
well, you're
I
not a
watch the
success
movies.
if you don't have haters, Matt. So
Well,
that's kinda
I
how it works
mean,
in
there.
life.
Yeah, we last night we were talking about Rule 34 of me. You know, so
I
you
think
know,
the best way to describe the current DC Marvel situation, there's like a meme I saw. It's like Marvel fans right now. It's a picture like a Thanksgiving feast, and DC fans, the image was like the little kid begging, "Can I please get some more porn, sir?" You know, it's like a beg for like food.
Actually, I would change it up to where it's like, yeah, the Marvel is like kids is like family having a feast, and the DC one is like that poor child that's, you know, very malnourished on the side of the road in an encroaching vulture. No, like the encroaching vulture. It's gonna kill it, and that's terrible. But it's like at any point in time, I feel like everything could fall out from under whatever DC is up to, you know. But I do think that Toby Emmerich isn't going to go anywhere. I don't think Hamada is going to go anywhere. I think they're going to, I mean, Hamada has been re-signed. Toby, he has nowhere left to go that's up in regards to his career, to be fair, you know? So it's like, he's the chairman, unless he goes to another studio. But I don't think anyone else is going to take him because they're all dealing with their own problems.
Yeah. But you don't feel that, well, I guess when Zaslav comes in here, you don't think that he'll kind of want to get his own people in there? Just kind of maybe, okay, let's see how Hamada does. Let's see how things
I think he's
with everything. He want to get his own people in, assuming that, you know, if there's not big successes, of course, they'll want to keep them. But
yeah, I would assume like Sarnoff is going to be gone. I think she's going to go. The reason why I talk about Toby is they can sit there and say like, all right, they might re-up him early before the end of the bonus, right? Or before the merger takes place, before the bonus. Yeah. Before the merger takes place, just to show that there is kind of unity and there's stability to the shareholders. You know, because that's going to be a big thing as well, because AT&T is getting out of this game because they realize they bit off more than they can chew, and they're not making any money at it. So this is going to help them. They're going to maintain 70% ownership, so they're going to be making money off of this. But I'm hoping I'm wrong, and Zaslav's got, he's got some moxie in him to come out there and hit the ground running. But I think he's going to focus more on the infrastructure of getting HBO Max out there into the world, and that's going to take up a lot of time. And then they're going to gauge to see maybe in a year or two what they need to do with everything.
I could see them, like, they're obviously going to put HBO Max into Discovery Plus. Just the numbers, the fact that more people have Discovery Plus than HBO Max, at least last time I looked at it. Obviously, they're going to, the Agato game, obviously Discovery is going to eat up, like, HBO Max and stuff. I think that's their biggest thing. That's their biggest, hurdle at this point is figuring out how they can mesh them together to make one big superpower that can go against, Amazon Prime and Disney Plus and everything. Yeah. And they're gonna greenlight the projects that they think are gonna be their Mandalorians, their Lokis, their Hawkeyes, their Falcon and Winter Soldiers. And it's true. I think House of the Dragon is one of the biggest ones they have right now, is that's gonna be their Mandalorian when they become the, together as one streaming service.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I really do feel like they're going to need to make these things really work. And like I said, I think Game of Thrones, just because that's been proven to be popular with HBO.
Yeah.
And then maybe just limited series. There's nothing wrong with limited series. That does well on HBO. I think the problem though is because HBO is what you would call like a boutique service, right? It's they're known for the kind of content that's like hard hitting and graphic, and the quality is very high. And my fear is that, like, because they're trying to now appeal to everybody, that it's gonna like really kind of hurt them, because a lot of fans that have HBO the cable subscription or HBO Go, or now whatever the one they have still. They like watching the documentaries. They like watching the adult stand up or those kind of things. Like moving it into the family space is going to be very difficult, but they still need to find some stuff. I think that's why they want to do Looney Tunes, because they think that's going to appeal to kids. I don't know if it's going to appeal to kids or not.
If Last of Us, because they're shooting Last of Us in Calgary right now, when that comes out at the end of next year, like September, October, if that does really well, I could see them. They're going to have high fantasy, but I also think if Last of Us does well as a limited series, they're going to try to do other video game properties probably too.
I think Last of Us is going to be big.
I don't think that's going to be limited. That's going to be multiple seasons. I mean,
it's going to be multiple seasons.
Yeah, they're going to try to milk
try
that.
to get other video games too. They're going to
like
try
God
to
of
get the
War,
rights.
Horizon.
Yeah,
well, because what it is though is PlayStation had built. They established PlayStation Productions.
Yeah,
and that is going to be overseen.
Is it Sony Television that's making Last of Us, and it's just going to be on HBO because they're licensing it out, or is like Warner Brothers actively making the show?
Sony Television is producing it, but
okay, well they produce good shit.
But HBO Max has the rights to to premiere on
distribute
their
it.
channel
Distribute
on
it.
HBO Max. Yeah,
well, and that's also. But the thing is, that's also Sony's plan too. Sony, I think Tony Vincent Quera had said that they don't want to do their own streaming service, that they have no problem licensing out the content.
Yeah, Bradley, the Fallout show is going to be on Amazon apparently.
That's Jonathan Nolan is going to be there on Amazon.
Yeah, and then Assassin's Creed on Netflix.
Yeah, well, that's Ubisoft. Yeah. That's Ubisoft, and then also Splinter Cell on Netflix, and
The Division.
But we're getting a lot of adaptions right away. Like
Halo is going to be on Paramount Plus. So
yeah,
that's going to be big for Paramount Plus. I guarantee it. No, dude, that Paramount Plus has been popping because of iCarly, though. It just got renewed for a second season. Apparently, it's been driving.
I don't know anybody that has Paramount Plus.
I got it.
Is it
for iCarly and for TMNT stuff?
My 16-year-old and my 19-year-old both went in on it because they wanted it for iCarly. Like I was like, because I had done the CBS All Access thing a while back just to watch Picard. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. And so, and I was just like, there's nothing really on here that I really want to watch. I really don't care about it. And then my boys were telling me they both got jobs. And they were both like, we're going to put the money in, Dad, and get Paramount. And I'm like, why? And then they're like, well, iCarly. And, I watched iCarly with all three of my boys and my wife when they were little, and we really liked it. And I'll be honest with you, iCarly is a pretty fun show. It's a little weird because I don't think it's got to grow a little bit yet, because it's still holding on to it's trying to hold on to some of the innocence of the old Nickelodeon show, while every once in a while throwing in Carly calling herself a bad bitch. But which is weird. Like when you don't think it's going to be weird until you hear her say it in the context of the show. Right. Yeah, it's just like, wait, what? What did she just say?
Is the show is it TVMA or what is it?
No,
it's like TV 14.
Yeah,
because I mean, like if it was TVMA, there could be an entire conversation about like the first time she gave head.
Yeah,
and that would just be, but that would just be too weird.
I know, that's what I'm saying, because when it's like you've seen these all as kids. You
sicko.
but yeah, there's a lot of people actually signing up for Paramount Plus because of that show. Because you know what? Never underestimate, I guess, the power of iCarly, because there's people who really grew up with that show and they're digging it.
Yeah, and by the way, Dio is correct. By the way, Nickelodeon bought the rights to Garfield, so they're making a lot of Garfield stuff for Paramount Plus.
No,
Garfield 3.
No, like classic cartoons though. Classic
Bill
2D
Murray,
cartoons, not Bill Murray stuff.
Garfield 3 on Paramount Plus. Let's go.
Honestly, Garfield will sell itself out as
Wait, Enosh. Wait, hold on, Enosh. You don't like Garfield?
I love Garfield, but you know what? I don't want to see him ruin it.
What if it's like a good? They already ruined it.
Yeah,
Garfield.
I know. So
Garfield eats. Yeah.
There ain't nothing like those old cartoons, man. Garfield and Friends, and then what were the farm one?
Yeah, the farm one was great. That was great.
Oh yeah, it was almost better than the Garfield parts.
Yeah,
because that pig was really sarcastic and stuff.
And it was oh god, who was the voice of that? Because he was kind of like an Orson Welles type. Well, no, that was Pinky in the Brain, but
yeah,
I gotta watch.
The pig's name was Orson, I think. Is what
Orson, that's what it was. Orson. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I was kind of on point a little bit. It's been so long. Yeah, no, I loved the Garfield animated show when I was a kid.
There's H-Barts is talking about iCarly in there, which is a good point.
Well, I'm sure you guys will.
He's got his
have
$5 super chat.
I see that. Awesome. Thank you. It says here, hold on. Enosh, you think Carly and Freddie are destined to get together? Also, I think if Sam was around, her and Freddie would probably be married. I don't know what any of that means.
I think Sam is going to come back in the show eventually.
I don't think she will.
She will.
Give it like a couple more years.
Yeah, you give it a couple seasons. She'll come around. She'll show up because look, I think it's like anything. Like if Dan Schneider's not involved and those are her friends and the show is doing very, very well, that's going to be the biggest thing everybody wants to see. It's already the biggest thing everybody wants to see.
It's the next big step for the show.
Anybody who watched iCarly loved Sam. Sam was just, I mean, that's why they spun her off, man, with Ariana Grande, from Victorious, And so I think eventually, I know that there's some stuff right now, but if Dan Schneider's not involved and she sees that and she feels safe, she'll come back. But to answer H. Bart's, you know what? Carly and Freddie was one of those things I would have shipped years ago, before he got with Sam. I didn't realize I liked him with Sam until that actually happened. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but it was a good couple. It was like opposites coming together. And with the story they're telling with Freddie now being divorced twice, I could go either way. I could go with him hooking up with, but not until the end. Like, I don't want them to just get together, like, because I think then it's, it needs to be the thing where if they're doing it, there's tension, or you wait for Sam to show up on the show.
Yeah, they tried to get the Olsen twins on Full House too, so
that's true.
That's true. I think they also tried reaching out to Elizabeth Olsen to see if she would come in and play her.
I don't. I sometimes I wonder if there's some bad blood in there. Anyway,
that's a good point. That's a good point actually about the Olsen twins. But the Olsen twins are kind of weird too.
Also, we need to bring back Gibby. Bring back Gibby.
Gibby needs to come back. I actually made a T-shirt. Hold on a second.
Bring back Gibby T-shirt.
That pissed me off the most about this season is that the dude that played Gibby, I think he did an interview before the show and he said, I would love to come back, but he never got the call to come back. Even though
why would they not call him?
Show. I don't know. He said, I'd love to do it, but never was asked to do it.
They got to bring him back for season 2. There's no way.
Yeah.
I made this T-shirt. I just shared it. I made this T-shirt actually because H. Bart's kept telling me I needed to make a T-shirt. Of this. So with the anti-shirt equation has been found, Guppy. We will stop at nothing to possess it. It's great, man. He needs to come back, man. He was so funny, man. I like my wife always talks about why he didn't go anywhere else. He didn't do anything else. And I could have seen him on Saturday Night Live or something.
Yeah.
I think he would have done well in something like that.
He did some YouTube sketches. He did one where he went to E3. He's the person from the meme, the YouTube meme, where he's like, I'd like the Overwatch meme about I want to get plowed in the ass while I play Overwatch. He's that dude. If you've ever seen that meme, that's him.
I'm unfamiliar with that meme.
He's very funny.
I want to get plowed really in the ass while playing Overwatch.
It's basically him and his YouTube channel Fun Church go to I think it's every E3 and they just go around and make fools of themselves. That's his YouTube channel.
Well, I mean, all things, E3 can facilitate a fair amount of that one. Real quick here, Matt1306 with $5. Thank you very much. Saying here, next year's for the MCU is Thor 4, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, The Marvels, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Secret Invasion.
And DC the Echo show. Echo
and
as
the
well.
Echo, yeah. And then DC has Batman, Shazam, Aquaman, Flash, Gotham City DP? Is that PD?
Police Department.
Gotham City PD.
Yeah, Gotham City double penetration.
It might feel like it by the time it's done.
Maybe. And then Peacemaker, Green Lantern, yeah.
Wait, bring up that list again. I mean, which one sounds more appealing as a fan?
Marvel.
None of them for DC anyway. I'm so tired of seeing them.
I'm just saying, what slate for next year looks better?
Well, I'm excited
Marvel.
for Batman and Peacemaker, but that's about it. You know, the other ones I'm kind of hesitant about. But for Marvel, they've paved the yellow brick road, and we're just walking on it now. You know, and they all look great. They all sound great. You know.
Yeah, speaking of Marvel, Matt, did you hear? It is I, Doomcock, and I say that the Loki multiverse will cause the destruction and erasure of the Star Wars sequels.
I saw that dipshit. I was because I don't watch his content, but YouTube still recommended it to me tonight on my phone. And I sat there, I was scrolled at it, and it's all like, the sequel trilogy is being erased again. And I just looked at my phone for a second, and I saw that thumbnail, and I saw the 111,000 people who viewed it in 2 days. And I went like, what the fuck am I doing wrong with my life? Just because it's like, how are people that dumb? They're just that dumb.
I know.
Yeah, it's just sad that, but yeah, his theories are so stupid sometimes.
You got to base your channel around puff pieces. You just got to start making really dumb puff pieces from now on, and you'll get like.
Oh yeah, I've thought about that. Yeah,
I tell you what, man, Matt. The more that I do 2 cents on nonsense with Johnny, and I listen to some of the stuff that Doomcock says, Mike Zero says, these other people say. I just seriously it makes me rethink my life sometimes, because I'm just like, okay, obviously I'm on a platform. There are some smart people here, but I just feel like, yeah, when there's like over 100,000 people watching a stupid video like that, and they'll hold and cling to it. Oh, but Doomcock has sources. He's got sources, guys. He knows these people. He knows what's going to come and what's going to happen. It's like, really? You've really invested the time to really think this through, haven't you? Like, it makes no sense whatsoever.
But Enosh, he gives them faith and hope that the sequel trilogy
works at Nintendo. Did you
gives
hear
them
that?
copium.
What?
Doomcock just told everyone on his channel that his uncle works for Nintendo, and he told them he also has another uncle that works for Warner Brothers. Like, he's got so many uncles, and they work for like every company, and they like tell him the inside.
Wait, hold on. Is Doomcock Taylor Murphy from The Cultured Nerd?
Well, here's the big bombshell. Doomcock and all the friends are they just came out 2 minutes ago and said that the whole DCEU is canceled, and it's all getting canceled. All the Star Wars movies are getting canceled. You know, all the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, everything's getting canceled. So bye.
Didn't you hear everything's woke?
Getting canceled.
You know how you get more popular, Matt? You need to get a plastic urinal to wear on your head.
I got a squatty potty. Does that count?
Yeah, there we go. You can call yourself Doomcuck.
Well, the people have already called me a cuck numerous times on the internet. It wouldn't be too different from what people have said. I don't know. I mean, like I watch like a lot of movie content, and it's like I figured. Like a friend of mine told me this last night, and he makes a good point. We're talking about John Campea and like why John Campea sucks, but he's popular. And the reason why John Campea sucks but he's popular is because of 2 reasons. One, he's got the confidence that a lot of nerds don't have in this space, which is to come out and make the declarative statements that he does. 2 is that he's got Robert Meyer Burnett, who actually is talented and knows the industry, acting as his wingman.
I mean, I like watching John Campea's show, though. I mean, I watch it every day. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I still watch him, you know.
I have so much trouble, like, with him. I don't feel he's authentic anymore. I just don't feel he's authentic. I mean, like, because he doesn't. Because he doesn't engage in discussion at all. Like, it's just the authenticity is gone, because he's not going to sit there and listen to like counter ideas. He's just going to like. Yeah. He's just like, here's my link, pay me money, and you'll get a response, which is fine. That's his business. That's his business. That's his game. That's all good. But like, he's, you know, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, movies are, there's no I in filmmaking. It's a collaborative effort. Discussing movies is also a collaborative effort. And I don't know. It just frustrates me sometimes. And I just find him, I'll tell you this, what I think he did best in the last few months is he did a couple of videos about like movies you need to see. And he did one on Mystery Men, and he did one on The Last Starfighter. And it was just him talking about the plots of those movies, kind of like Story Explained. but why he liked those movies. And I'm like, this is some good content. It's like, I don't like Andy Signore, but when he does his movie world content, that's actually coming at it from a place of passion. And I like those videos. I hate that I like those videos, but I like those videos.
Yeah.
You know? And so if you have passion, it's different.
John Campea has his he has, you know, we all have our flaws, but you know, one thing I'll say is John Campea is a great motivational speaker, because that one video he did with Robert Pattinson, after that, all I wanted to do was pick up a fucking dumbbell, you know, and work out, you know. You got.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
Oh, he's renting about.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
iconic.
You just trash Pattinson.
Dumbbell.
Is that the one?
Like
is that the one
video
where like they had like everyone was complaining about him like not working out?
Yes.
Yeah, because he made the joke. He went in, it was GQ or something, and he basically was being sarcastic the whole time. And John Campea didn't understand he was being sarcastic, so he had like this 12-minute rant where he was almost crying, telling him to pick up a fucking dumbbell.
That's really funny. I got to check that one out, because that's so stupid. That's so stupid. It's like, how did you not know he was joking? I think, like, I mean, granted, I've taken like some things at face value and had very hot takes, and people have been very mad at me. I get that. But like at the same time,
the Snyder Cut's not coming back.
No. Yeah, people really hate that I say that. Never mind the fact that I have it on 4K. I'm going to buy the American version I'm going to get the box set when they release the box set, you know? So it's like, I'm still a fan. I just have my opinions. But it's, I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I look at people like Den of Nerds. All Den of Nerds does is just literally play the game. And I've talked to him privately, and I know how he does it. And I've talked to people who have edited for him, who've reached out to me and told me things about working with him. And how he'll pay someone like $20 to edit a video that goes on to get like, 80, 90,000 views or whatever. And then like, he makes a lot more money than that, but they feel like they're being used by him, because if they turn him down, then he uses like he guilts them a little bit in order to get them to kind of acquiesce to his request. And that's all part of this book he recommended to me called the 48 Points of Power, the 48 Laws of Power or something.
48 Laws of Power.
That's like his go-to book. And it's like, all right, I don't think Josh is a bad guy. He's clearly in it for the business. So I don't listen to what he says with anything that has like a lot of power, like a lot of passion behind it. Like Grace Randolph, I think when she does her breakdowns, they're on point. They're great. But then other than that, I think she also likes to stoke fires as a way to get people to talk about her and to want to cancel her. And then they come to her channel because, she'll make those outlandish claims on Twitter, or she'll bury some weird kind of dig at Henry Cavill in a video. And it pisses people off. Or when she accused what was it, Kelly Marie Tran she should have known better when she left social media about what was going to happen when you're a person in Star Wars. Like, it's her fault, sort of thing, And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know.
Yeah, when she was going at Kathy Yan about the whole dick joke thing in Birds of Prey, and Kathy Yan literally was telling her, no, this wasn't what it was.
Well, don't forget about the Pedro Pascal thing with Mandalorian season 2. It's like, oh no, he's leaving. It's all this and that. He's like, there's drama on the set. He was fighting with the directors and all that.
Real quick here, H. Barts does say thank you. Black Panther 2 is going to be a shit show without Chadwick. Should have recast or wait till 2025.
There's other people that's been Black Panther, and I actually like Shuri a lot too. So if she becomes the Black Panther, that's fine with me.
Like, Black Panther's gonna be fine. I feel like because from what I've heard so far, it's gonna be a movie that focuses more on the different, the different parts of Wakanda that we haven't seen yet. The different types of people that are part of, or is that the show?
That's the show, I think.
Oh, I thought that was Black. That would make more sense if it was the show. But even Black Panther 2, I feel like they'll find a way to work around it to make it so it's not, it's Marvel. They're like.
I hope so. I hope they figure it out. I mean, I'm a little nervous about it, but they're filming it right now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. What the hell is going on in the private chat?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I have no idea.
I have no idea as well. That is some weird stuff.
Sag you dip, so it's not as funny anymore.
Okay, and then H. Bart's here says Grace Randolph has a weird hatred for Henry Cavill and Jessica Chastain.
No, she doesn't hate Henry Cavill. But she did make a video saying that like long ago, she was talking about when Luke Evans came out as gay. He said that there's an issue of closeted gay actors coming out in Hollywood, and she mentioned Henry Cavill. Like, oh, Henry Cavill's a closeted gay actor. He's secretly gay and he's hiding it. And that's actually a rumor that's still going on, that people believe that Henry Cavill is actually secretly gay.
Oh yeah, I think that Star Wars girl did a video recently exposing Henry Cavill's fake girlfriend.
Even if he is gay, it's nobody's business.
People were pissed off
Are you
about the
kidding?
girlfriend because there's so many girls who sit there and pine for Henry Cavill, and it's like as soon as he said he had a girlfriend, they all went over there and attacked his Instagram and attacked him and everything, and like he had to like make an impassioned plea and just say chill the F out. I'm happy, she's happy, leave me alone.
I mean, even if he was gay, it's nobody's business. But
Look, if Henry Cavill,
if he wants to come out, fine. If he doesn't, shut up.
It's so weird. It's like, how many dudes would turn gay if Henry Cavill was gay and it's like, hey, you want, they're like, all right, super, plow me, daddy, right? Like you
stop
clipping that.
Call me Lois, daddy.
Oh, ravage me, you rambunctious steed.
Totally clipping that.
Fill me with your nutter butter. Towering monstrosity.
But yeah,
that's completely. I'm riffing on John Oliver with Adam Driver, by the way. So.
But yeah, Matt, for you to get more viewers, we need to give you a rant sona. Let's give you like a boulder mask or a polar bear mask.
No polar bear. We're done with that. Polar bear's gone. Polar bears and put the pasture.
Make it a panda bear. That's what Enosh keeps calling it instead of a polar bear.
He did say panda bear. Yeah, I did say panda bear. Every time I go to the Dollar Tree,
just go back in the day on YouTube and make a diss track about and call it Doom Cuck. Back in the day, 5 years ago, when people made diss tracks, just make a diss track. Then you can start something to get subscribers.
Well, every time I criticize Doomcock, I always end up getting people coming at me saying, "You're just doing this for the clout," and I'm like, "You didn't listen to a word I said, but that's all right." So.
Yeah. I watch Hugo and Jake, and sometimes they cover them on their Twitch streams, and it's hilarious how they rip him apart so easily. And
oh yeah. I actually, because Hugo and I follow each other. Sorry, Jake and I follow each other. Hannah now is what she goes by.
Sorry,
it took me a while to kind of get used to it too, but Hannah and I know each other. Jake and I follow each other, and they're cool peeps. They tear apart Doomcock.
Wait, I think you're muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And now I'm
now his audio cuts out as he's trying to say goodbye.
No, he muted me. He was trying to unmute me, and I was unmuted. I had already unmuted myself, so by the time I started to talk, he muted me.
Sure, let's go with that.
Well, that's what happened. It said the host muted me, so.
Enosh, my nemesis.
So what were you going to say?
I'm your nemesis?
Remember the other night we were arguing about Superman?
Were we? I can't see your name, so I'm.
Oh, sorry, it's Dark Beast.
Oh, yeah. That ain't nothing compared to what I got into today. So some dude in that Superman. I swear to God, I'm part of this Superman group on Facebook, and I invited RJ and William to it because it's comical now. This dude told me today that I was that the devil had clouded my mind. Satan had clouded my mind. That there was no hope for me because he had come out and said that Tyler Hoechlin was a fake actor that Christopher Reeve would have hated in this Superman group because he's got Superman up the butt. He's got Christopher Reeve up the butt. And I was just like, yeah, okay. So apparently the devil has clouded my mind. There is no hope for me. And Tyler Hoechlin is a fake actor that Christopher Reeve would have hated.
Oh, that Tyler.
What happened to the subjective nature of art? Why isn't art subjective anymore? Now it's subjective because you got to be on one side or the other on YouTube. And if you're in the middle, then you're a fake fan. I don't know why.
I
get it, man.
I get that. It's because it's all tribalistic, right?
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
tribalistic. So many people, they want to feel like they belong. I think this last year, the last couple of years, I've shown people because it's the geek culture is kind of taken over, but there's so much different areas of it. And, a lot of what it is too, is you have the proliferation of that kind of segregation from people that are trying to just maintain and control power in the space. And so then there's a power grab. It's like, it's like one of those things where people out there will hate other people for like whatever success they get. So if they ever screw up at all, it becomes open season. Right. And trust me, I can fully attest to that.
Well, what's great about it is like that group is so toxic with people who are like that. But it's funny because this guy coming out and attacking Tyler, and basically he came out and attacked any actor playing Superman that's not Christopher Reeve. That all of them are garbage. They're all trash, and that nobody holds a candle, and Christopher Reeve would hate them all. Which, if you know a thing about Christopher Reeve knew that he was someone who had the role for a short time. He was never trying to be a gatekeeper for the role going forward. He would have never wanted people fighting for that. I mean, he gave Tom Welling his blessing and was like on Smallville and passed the torch to Tom Welling even. And, but people are like this. But what I think is great is like people started coming back on the guy and just like, dude, you need to stop. You're going too far with this. And then he made another post that's like a picture of like a guy pulling open his shirt, and it says bully, and then it's got it crossed out, and it's like this Enosh guy and all these other people are bullying me, and it's wrong, and this needs to stop. These fans are just getting crazy. And everybody was like, aren't you the dude who literally like attacked every fan in every incarnation of Superman besides Christopher Reeve
I'm
yesterday?
actually scrolling through and seeing your comment right now on that post. Everyone's saying, you're the guy who did this. You're talking about, respecting others, not being bullied.
Yeah, but the guy was literally trying to play the victim after the fact, saying that he was bullied. He was being bullied by people who were just like, dude, stop attacking every incarnation of Superman and acting like a jerk. You can like whatever you like. Love whatever you love, man.
Yeah,
it's all right.
If your favorite movie is on the IMDb worst films of all time, then like it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people have and I think it's because film bro culture is at an all-time high for some reason in the last 5 years, where people they'll blindly follow, oh, I like this movie, I like Scorsese, I like Tarantino, when there's nothing wrong with these directors, but people will like just sit there and be like, hey, I like these people's work, and if you're a fan of anything else, you're wrong. If film bro culture wasn't so big, I don't think this would be a big issue as it is now. But it's a monster now. Film bro culture is insane.
You make an interesting point about that, and I kind of want to ask a follow up to that. Do you think that so you remember how like there's gamer bro culture, and especially on the internet, like when it came to like women having opinions.
Yeah. Oh, so you're
isn't that life though with women
opinions stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like I was in Mergate. I have my own opinions of it. Obviously, I have my opinions of people who we criticize. But I do think it's and I have been very toxic on that front a long time ago when I was playing more of that character, and that is not who I am at all. But it's kind of like what I've noticed is like when you've got people that are like when like let's say Anita Sarkeesian coming out and the tropes thing. That was like, and then all the kind of, protection she got from the media. Right. And that angered a lot of people that there was like, wait a minute, hold on. Why aren't you asking any questions? Where's any kind of accountability? And that brought out a lot of people who were toxic, who were just going after it for shock value, and angry for the sake of being angry. And there was also at that time an anti-feminist rise on YouTube, men's rights activist thing. And
I think a lot of people just try to fit in. Like they just followed what was popular. That's the same thing when people talk about best movies of the year, and people will like not watch movies and then say, well, you're wrong for thinking this is the best movie of the year. It's like, but dude, like you're only saying that, you're only attacking people because it's not popular. It's a popularity contest sometimes. That's really what Gamergate was both sides trying to, fight the civil war, or so to speak, of it,
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot more to Gamergate than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Gamer from Mars doing his documentary on it, because I spent about an hour and a half kind of telling him. They were asking me questions. They interviewed me for it. Not to be on camera or nothing like that, but just to give like reference points and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the things with that though is like, but when we started noticing that shift, right? So when you had like the Anita Sarkeesian type in gaming, and then that sparked parts in comic books, and then that moved over to movies, and you can kind of see like the culture and the counterculture kind of coming together, like in competing. So when there was a pushback in comics about the tropes in comic books, you had people rise up and call out what they view as woke comics, or like the criticisms of the criticism, so to speak. And then you look at someone like, let's say, Lindsay Ellis, who has I'm not a big fan of all of her work. I've found some of her documentaries to be interesting, but she's a very controversial figure in and of herself, and a lot of people attack her for her opinions. And but then it becomes a bit of a cottage industry, because if you have a prominent female who's in this space, criticizing her will probably end up doing well, right? Like because that's just something that happens, and that's unfortunate, and it's pretty damn terrible. But then again, you're right. There's like a film bro mentality that's kind of popped up, and I think Enosh and I have talked about this too, where it's harder these days to just like have conversations about movies. It has to be like an angle or an edge. And if you listen to Andy Signore, he openly talks about it. He openly just talks about like how he needs that, and the Fandom Menace will do the exact same thing.
Well,
These people that are
a video on YouTube, you want to get the clicks, so you'll say something controversial. Like, is this movie a waste of time? Is this the best movie of all time? You'll say stuff that's super facetious, but you don't actually mean it. And I think that I've noticed a lot of people, at least people who are at the same level as me and people I talk to on like all around YouTube doing movie stuff, there are some people who will say stuff like their titles will be super like clickbaity, and I think that's really, it's the same thing with Doomcock stuff, and like everyone that has either side of the spectrum, they just want to say something, they'll get the clicks, and I think that's what the culture is now. There is no like, I miss the times when people would just go on live and talk about movies and stuff, because that's
right.
Not
There's no journalistic
often.
Integrity. There's no journalistic integrity. It's all, hey, what is the narrative that I can push with this? That's why you got somebody like Doomcock still saying that they're going to erase the sequel trilogy, or then turning his face towards Batman. You know what I mean? It's just
it's like when we looked at that AV Club article about Zack Snyder. I said, the thing is with a lot of journalists and like a lot of, whether it's like articles or YouTube, it's news stories, it's opinion pieces disguised as news stories. That's what a lot of it is. It's
to be
very
fair, a
much,
lot of these guys aren't real journalists. They're not sitting here making stories about, like Harvey Weinstein, like Kim Masters. Those are real, journalists there. These, Doomcock's not a fucking journalist. Andy Signore, God, isn't a journalist. None of these YouTubers, they're not real journalists. None of them went to school for journalism. So to be fair to them, we shouldn't hold them to journalistic standards of, checking sources and doing research on things. So we shouldn't expect that kind of integrity from those people.
And you're right. We should expect some integrity from them, though. That's the problem. All you had to do for like 2 years, was make a video about Brie Larson, and you could make bank off of it.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, on that note, I do have to get going.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. Good talking to everybody. Good discussion.
See you,
man.
See you, man.
See
Yeah,
you
thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate that. I gotta kind of wrap this up in a few minutes too. But real quick here, I totally missed this. I'm sorry, H Barts. Grace did a video or tweet saying Henry's an asshole, which she is the only person I've ever heard say that, because from everyone else, Henry is just a big nerd. She said that he's difficult
to work with.
But no one else has ever corroborated that, and it just sounds like, again, like Pedro Pascal. What is it with her whole thing is these people are difficult to work with. That's generally what her go-to is, because it's such a like an obtuse statement to make. Like, what does that mean?
And I feel like she uses it difficult to work with because ultimately she doesn't need proof. You know what I mean? She could just say, this person I heard was difficult to work with. And she doesn't really, when she, like, at least the ones I know, like the Henry Cavill one and the Pedro Pascal one, there was no specific, like tell me an event. Like, if she were to say, hey, I knew someone, and they bring up a certain event that you can confirm. But I think it's just so you can just breeze past it and be like, yeah, well, someone said he's hard to work with, because you don't, I feel like, because it's easy to say,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, not Cavill, Pedro Pascal was barely on the set because they didn't need him unless he was wearing he had the helmet off. So it's like he was on Broadway or something at the time. It was like,
yeah, he was doing King Lear in the first season of the show. And then, and then he knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, look, there's a reason why he, went off to go do The Last of Us and still can do Mando, because Brendan Wayne is one of his stunt doubles, the grandson of John Wayne. And they, he very much, like, they understand the process of making this. It's not him, in the costume most of the time, but he does the voice, and he can do that pretty much from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so her whole argument is probably he's difficult to work with because he's not on the set. They need to when they need him. He's like, oh, I need to schedule a time I can be there.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine that they can do these things. And it's like it's not the end of the world. But I feel like a lot of people out there very much are trying to make, it's the clickbaity stuff. And I do watch videos that talk about how here's here's how to get a million subs on YouTube, those kind of videos, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them, they just say chase the trends, and that's not wrong, but it's like, well, then it's like, well, what trend are you chasing, and when should you find a way to maybe do something that's on your own? But a lot of people, all they care about is clout and attention. And I'm not gonna lie, I want clout and attention, but hey, tonight I put a random, I typed in call center PNG on Google, found an image of a woman on a, with the headset on. So we're doing a call-in stream, and we've had about as many people here as average. And, I've actually done pretty well with the people and also financially. So thank you guys, so that's about it. So it's you don't have to always do that kind of stuff. Because people got mad at me the other day for last night, for example, showing Space Jam with an X on it and King Shark with a check mark. And then it's like,
people are mad at you about that?
Yeah. It'd be like, oh, you're bashing on Space Jam again. It's why and it's like, because it looks like a shitty movie.
To be fair, the original one isn't exactly high art either.
There is an emotional resonance in that movie that serves a purpose for the time in which it came out. And it's like, I hate having to keep reiterating that argument, because it's like people who go, well, the first one wasn't very good. Like, when's the last time? Like, do you fucking know? Like, oh my God, it's a
I'm not saying not to enjoy it. I'm just saying that it wasn't, it's not like the epitome of film. It's just a fun movie.
But I believe I can.
Yeah,
fly.
but I mean, Space Jam, the original one. I mean, I can tell you, Michael Jordan was probably the most famous person in 1995 when that movie came out. So if you can sit there and get the most famous person and obviously the biggest athlete at the time in a fucking movie, then yeah, a movie industry is gonna pay.
It's also a movie
whatever it cost at the time.
Yeah, it's also a movie about his career and refinding the passion for basketball because of the way it ends. Right. So what's going to be the ending of Space Jam: A New Legacy? LeBron's I'm going back on the field. Is LeBron going to quit basketball and become a baseball player? Because that would be funny.
No, he'll open up a school. That'll end.
There you go.
No, because the thing, he realized the importance of letting kids just discover their passions
and he did open a school.
Dreams. Yeah, it connects to his real life. Yeah. There you go.
And the thing is, I actually really applaud him for that.
He's
too.
Just gonna save his son.
What is this? A school for tunes?
All right. See you later, Eddie. I don't know where you're going back home to. I don't even know you went anywhere. So there you go. Yeah, guys, on that note, I do got to start winding this thing down because I got a headache. I'm not even going to be able to watch Bad Batch before I go to bed, but that's okay.
What about Beastars?
Battery, please charge.
What was that?
The hell?
Wasn't me.
What the hell was that?
Pacemaker needs charging.
That was so weird. That wasn't me.
Batteries, please charge. Like, uh-oh.
So, oh no, it's Jarbo. Jarbo's really a robot. He's powering down for the night.
Well, you know, everyone's got to have a hobby.
Well, look at the eyes. You know, that's why he's revealing.
Shit, I think that might be me here. Now I'm hearing it on my end.
Low battery, please charge.
Oh, we got one last super chat for the night.
All right, one last thank you. The ending is LeBron getting on a plane, flies to China, and hangs out with Xi Jinping, and acts like a concentration camp story. Oh my God!
It shakes his head.
H. Bartz is not a fan.
Please charge.
Okay, whose battery is dying?
All right. Well, on that note, yeah, I think we'll end it here. It's definitely been fun tonight. If you guys, there's still 43 of you guys here. You haven't already slapped that like. Hit the like. Let's try to get it above 40 likes. How about we do that? And if you guys are catching this on the VOD, thank you. And I'm also sorry that you wasted 3 hours. But no, we've had a good conversation. It's been a lot of fun. There's been some laughing. No Elmos, thank God. Thank God so much for that. Because Elmos, my God. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys. Oh, fuck you, RJ. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Thank you again. Have yourself a great night, everyone.